Oh, Foxy, it's your birthday. Not for real, just for play. This is Cree Summer, and Moana Nui will be right back.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Blerdkast Live, and this is one I've also been waiting for. And sorry I had to take a week, but we needed to recuperate from Dragon Con in order to do this one. But welcome to the show, everybody. Tonight we're doing the Blerdkast Live post Dragon Con show, and I am yet again honored to have so many wonderful guests on the show. Maybe one too many, but I am honored to have every single last one of y'all on. But before I continue, what did I say now?
What is happening?
You know what you said.
I don't know exactly what you said, sir.
You know exactly what you said.
Okay, all right.
At least I had nothing to do with it. I had nothing. I am innocent this time.
This time.
Before we begin, if you haven't, please leave a like on this video and subscribe to Moana Nui podcast and Blerdography so you can get more entertaining live content such as this. And if you haven't, please become a member on Blerdography. You can do so by hitting the join button or becoming a Patreon member. We have a new member and a new Patreon member. So that's going to be interesting to talk about in a little bit. But before we begin, I'd like to introduce my moderator / also guest of the evening, Ms. Joy Stevens.
Hello, everyone. I am Joy Stevens, also known as Joyride, also known as a moment of joy. And that's all you need to know about me. But I am also excited to be here tonight. I think this is going to be a great show because we're going to tell you everything you missed because you didn't come to Dragon Con. Get your life right.
Yes, some of us missed a lot of Dragon Con while being at Dragon Con, and we need a refresher.
True.
I only missed the day, technically.
Now it was real easy to have very, very different experiences at Dragon Con. Like as I was going through like all the different things, I realized I went to so many panels, and because I was part of the Moana Nui press team, did so many interviews, went up and down all the floors in the vendors fair, and didn't see 10% of what was available.
Exactly.
Not even
when they say it's something for everybody, it's something for everybody.
5 days is a long time there.
Yeah, but even every day, like if you think about how many rooms they had, you know, I think most of us have maybe some math nerds in here, especially you, James. He has a math degree. He is a math nerd, but how many rooms they had available for panels, and how many hotels, and how many hour blocks across how many days. That's how much content they had. So we just call it 20 times 3 times 12 times 5. That's a lot.
It's a lot of math.
That's a lot of numbers.
I was told there was not going to be any math tonight. I was here for my geekiness, not my degree. My degree hasn't been used since 5 p.m. this evening. I shut it off. No, there's no more math today.
No worries.
You got to pay extra for that.
No worries.
Wait, do you do taxes? Because I do need to pay.
No.
I have a good tax lady. She's a sorrow of mine if you need a tax attorney.
I do need someone to help with some taxes.
I don't need a tax attorney. I just need taxes.
What's going on, Navy? Thank you for joining the live stream.
Yeah.
No,
Thank you, Sherman. I feel you on that one. See, they tricked me. I
can't do math. I can only do 33% and 40%.
I bet you can.
I was good at math, but I hated it. Could not stand it.
See, I learned math incorrectly. I didn't have my glasses. So, I didn't have glasses at the time. So I thought 2 + 2 was 5, and I kept trying to make it work. So, like, the first, 7 years of school, I was just doing it wrong.
Right, because you missed day one.
I missed the foundational parts. And then they were like, well, maybe she needs to move up front. Maybe she needs to go here, blah, blah, blah. Turns out I was blind.
I had that same issue. But before we continue, let's introduce everybody.
Oh, my bad.
Yes, Mark.
So we'll I will put back on my moderator hat, and we'll start with my left. So, James, since you're the first one I'm looking at, we'll start with you. We'll go clockwise. Tell us who you are.
Oh my gosh. I am James, also known as Miles Simmons on all social media platforms that matter. I am the engineer and guest commentator and host of various shows here on the Moana Nui network, including History, What You're Watching, Geek Speak on Sports, and something else I'm blanking on right now.
Opinionated variants.
An opinionated variants of the 616. Thank you, Teresa. I'm sorry.
And I'm Joyride. I'm also with the Moana Nui podcast. I am his co-host for History, as well as for one of the hosts for Moana Nui is What You're Watching. And I have my own show on YouTube called A Moment of Joy. If you need some life coaching help, go look at the free stuff I offer, because anything more than that, you got to pay for. But yes, and I am the owner of some new dice. So the last time we had a geek show, Navy Montel, I was telling him how I hadn't really gotten into the Dungeons and Dragons, and I didn't have my own dice. And so we found each other at Dragon Con, and he gifted me my own set of beautiful ice blue D&D dice, and I have them on my bookshelf over there. I can't wait to use them. Thank you very much, Navy Montel. And moving on to Pop Tech, tell us who you are.
I'm the +1, apparently. I was one.
What? Why are you the +1? I am so confused.
Because Mark has no tact.
I believe that. I definitely believe that.
So just a little background. When we were all getting together for the show, we were all in a chat together on Facebook. And so Pop Tech, I don't know if you use your real name, but Pop Tech was like, hey, I'm coming in late by my way. And Mark was like, oh, crap. Okay. And so everybody was like, what? He's like, no, don't worry about it. So nobody worried about it. We were not talking about that anymore. We didn't care what it meant. We didn't ask. And so then we get here online, and while we're backstage for the show, Mark just says, hey, so I didn't know you were coming, and I had been asked to reduce the number of people that were going to be on the show, but it's fine. You can be here. We're like, why would you say that? And he was like, I can go. He goes, no, it's fine. If it's fine, why would you say that? Just
So what happens backstage doesn't stay backstage, apparently.
No, apparently not.
No, not when it's funny.
50-50 depends on what it is. Right. If it's good for the show, it'll make the show.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm +1.
I am so sorry that happened to you. Mm-hmm. I wish I would have been there. I would have rooted for you.
Right. But now that it's been out, he can sue for damages.
Yes, but I'm Pop Tech. I'm one of the press people who go to cons and deal with Mark and the lovely people that's on the stage here with us.
Not deal with me.
Deal with
me.
But I enjoy everybody.
Communication thing when this is over. I'm gonna give y'all some communication skills training.
I work with patients, cancer patients. I know how to communicate.
Jesus, that escalated so quickly.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
But no, I do press at various cons, and I do Atlanta. I'm based in North Carolina, but I do a lot of Atlanta cons. So they see me a lot. You see me a lot behind the camera.
Okay. Next around the clock, we have Teresa.
Hi, I'm Teresa. I am TK1829, or How to Be TK on most socials. I am also a member of the Moana Nui podcast network. I contribute to the Moana Nui After Dark What You Watching group and the opinionated variants of the 616. It would be bad if I reminded James of that and then I forgot it myself, because I'm one of the opinionated variants. But and I also contribute to the Grown A Geeks podcast. We do Geek Chat and the Weekly Watch shows, mostly on Wednesdays.
Okay. Smoove.
What's up, everybody? Smoove Cosplayer here, your favorite salsa dancing cosplayer. IT analyst during the day at all of the parts of the day. Voice actor, cosplayer, salsa and bachata dancer, instructor, dad, husband, and Dragon Con attendee for, math ain't working right now, since 2012. Yeah.
Okay. About 13 years. All right.
Yeah, there we go. That's our story. We sticking to it. So
coming to the middle, Bobby.
Hi, I'm Bobby Nash. I am a writer. I write novels, comic books, etc., etc. I've been going. This is going to make me feel so much older than all of you. I have been going to Dragon Con since 1989. I've missed one of them since 1989.
Impressive, sir.
No, that's very impressive.
yeah.
Thank you. These days, probably the last, I don't know, 15, 20 years, I'm there as a guest. So I'm there in the comic and pop art track. It's what they call now the fourth floor of the America's Mart. So I'm up there selling books and all. So unfortunately, I don't get to see as much of the con as I would like, but it's fun. It's my favorite show of the year. So yeah.
Cool. Okay, I'm gonna hit just to the left of you, Supreme Attorney.
I'm sorry. Okay,
Mark.
Okay. Well, because Montel's like answering the queue, but he just said "screw me," so I was like, "Whoa,
ma'am,
whoa.
you are on screen. You ain't got to
You
worry
are
about
on
that.
screen.
Well, I needed to make sure I was in the chat because I just needed to be sure I didn't forget that he didn't shout me out.
You want to shout out?
I would like one, yes. Thank you to myself.
I'm working on it now.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Okay, so I'm the Supreme Attorney, Angela D. Williams. I did my first panel at DragonCon. Yay, go me!
Hey.
And
What was
amazing.
your panel on?
Is your favorite anime character going to jail? Shao Tucker is innocent. Edward is going to jail.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Because you never forget your first one. Your first one will stick with you the rest of your life.
So true.
That's good because I had a great time. Ran out of time. It was fun.
You're underselling yourself. Not only did she do her first 2 panels at Dragon Con this year, but her panel is your favorite anime character going to jail was packed. Even at the last character, as we're running out of time, as people were leaving, more people came in. So congratulations. You have officially won Dragon Con if you want to put numbers on it like that. We're not doing math tonight, but you won Dragon Con. You also lost Dragon Con, but we'll get into that later.
We're not on the show though. We leave that at home.
You're gonna stop being salty. You're gonna have to suck it up, Buttercup.
Her home. Mark, you want to introduce yourself?
Right.
What's going on, everybody? I am Mark. I am the host of Blerdkast. I run Blerdography. It's a YouTube channel. Everybody know what I do. We're here because I do the things that I do. But Dragon Con is my favorite con. I've been going since 2006. That was my first year I ever went. And the things that I have seen at this convention, oh my God, I should write a book about it.
Titled "The Things That I Have Seen."
I have seen so much, so many things that I can't even talk about on here.
The things you can't unsee.
Really?
Things you can't unsee.
Really?
For those of you watching the show on your phone, the comment that just went up said, if you need a lawyer, call anyone. If they don't answer, call Angela. That was dirty. That was dirty. But nobody can dog you out like people that really love you. Right?
I mean, you can Google me and things come up. Can you Google yourself?
Okay. So before this gets a dark turn, what we're not gonna do?
Here's some cocoa butter Vaseline for that burn. You might need this. You might need this. It's got aloe and other cocoa radiant for intensive care.
Well, actually, I got some lotion I got from my job, the hospital
You know
lotion.
what?
So.
I need all of y'all to stop showing how close your lotion is to your computer screen.
Right. Stop telling our secrets to the internet.
Everybody's like mine. I don't have it right there.
Mine is in my room.
Why is your lotion so close to your computer screen? I have.
You had the tissue on the other side of the screen.
Right.
Gosh. Okay, back to Dragon Con though. Back to Dragon Con.
Reel it back in.
All right, so
mine's is cute though. It's Snorlax.
It's what?
That's dope. Snorlax on the lotion.
Snorlax.
Yes.
Oh, Snorlax. Cute.
I got it in Japan.
Oh my God.
Nice. I got it.
Are you gonna put it in our faces? You can go to Japan. Some of us can't go to Japan.
Whose problem is that? Maybe you should have had a better lawyer before you
Damn.
started calling me.
Damn. You're talking about yourself.
No,
I said
unbalanced
before.
mind. No, you didn't.
I'll probably look at some papers.
It rubs the lotion on his skin. That's right.
Oh my God.
Anyway, getting into what we're supposed to get into, because we're 15 minutes in and we've been lollygagging. So
This has been the funniest episode so far by hands down. I can't have some of y'all on the show at the same time anymore.
Dragon Con, yes. We're here to talk about
Dragon
Dragon
Con.
Con.
Dragon Con. So
It's a comment section.
we're gonna do some best ofs and worst ofs for Dragon Con. So let's start off with the best ofs. What was the best cosplay that you saw over the weekend?
Spawn.
You saw Spawn?
Yes. Oh my God, his spawn was so amazing. Oh, I don't have a picture. I'll see if I can put the picture in the group chat because it was such a good spawn. Oh my God.
You talking about the one we saw during the Black Geeks of Dragon Con badges and beverages event?
Yes.
That was a really good
the
spot.
right spot. That was the right spot to walk past because I'm still geeking out.
No, I told him how significant that moment was. That's why I called everybody out when I saw him, so we all get pictures.
Nice.
So
What? Anybody else?
I just jumped in there.
I'm trying to put my pictures in the chat.
Yeah, I saw some guys. It was a group who were doing the characters from Jaws.
Really?
This was the 50th anniversary.
Oh yeah, I seen.
But not only did you have the characters, there were people that had dressed up as the yellow barrels, which just made me laugh.
Yes, that's what I saw. I love that.
Nice.
I thought very creative.
Yeah.
I love a group cosplay. I think we should get a group cosplay together at some point. Yeah.
Yeah, because they do those big photo shoots out behind the Hilton on the big large staircase, and they get these massive groups. Like I didn't know. I found out that this year, apparently they've done it for the last few years. They do like a Mrs. Roper.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
One of my old neighbors was dressed up as Mrs. Roper, and he was upset.
Yeah, that just stunned me. I had no idea.
Yeah, there was a group last year too.
Yeah.
Last couple of years, there've been a group Miss Ropers walking around, mostly hitting the bars at night.
Yeah, and there were and there were like 50 statues of Liberty, and each one had like carried its own stake.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. Yeah,
nice.
That was nice. Yeah. So those big groups are awesome.
Oh,
I gotta imagine they spent a lot of time putting those together. Yeah.
Was that Spawn that was in there? I saw two. CS, were you Spawn? I think he said the shout out.
No, I think he was thanking you for the shout out for the badges and beverages. The Black.
Okay.
Oh,
anybody else?
There's gonna be so much more. Just save the shout out, the thank yous for later. We haven't even gotten to Sunday yet.
Right, we're barely on Thursday. So, what other cosplay did anybody do?
So
I put in the okay.
Sorry,
No, go ahead.
Renee would be the
Grimlock from Transformers. That was beautiful. Like I don't know if he walked around inside or not, but that thing was huge.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that is awesome.
That's a
Here's the
good
kicker.
one.
On the last day, I saw somebody dressed up as Jazz. It was similar to this.
Ooh, yeah.
So I wonder if this is the same person.
It might be, especially if they can reuse parts of it,
Right.
I
It
saw
looked very similar as far as makeup to is how this was made. And it was just Jazz on the Autobots as well. So
okay, cool.
Couldn't get a photo because I was in the tunnels.
Does anybody have a photo of Renee Cooper as Reuben Williams? That was really dope.
There we go. I'm about to say that. I posted it. Yeah, I posted it in the chat. I was about to say how that one was amazing. Like anytime I see her, I don't know it's her until like after the fact. Like, oh, that was her.
Okay,
yeah,
I'm not the only one there.
Very
okay,
detailed, and that was the one I was going to say was the best I saw. Very detailed, amazing, super shiny, straight out of the pictures. Straight out of
damn. There you go.
Yeah, she looked fantastic.
Oh, wow.
Renee and Jasmine. Jasmine always kills hers too.
Yes,
that looks so
indeed.
good.
And I also put in there about the little baby chopper that was so cute. Like anytime it's like a little kid cosplaying, it's always great.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there was a lot of little kid cosplays that just melted my heart. I was like, oh my God, like there was a baby Aang doing my Avatar shoot and a baby Red Ranger doing the Power Ranger shoot. That was really adorable. So I support kids cosplaying.
You know what? Speaking of kids cosplay, I'm gonna go to another question. Like, what were some of your favorite moments? And I'm gonna start because it was a first time young man it was his first cosplay. So we did the Being a Blerd panel, I believe. I wasn't on that panel, but I was in the audience, and everybody was talking about what it's like to be a Blerd and how to find your people and, you know, feeling accepted. It was a really good and positive panel overall, but one young man, he couldn't have been more than maybe 15. He stood up in the back and he was like, I really just want to say thank you to everybody for like having a panel like this, because, you know, I don't really have any folks that are like into this, that's like in my circle of friends. And I was kind of scared to come out and cosplay. I thought, what people gonna think of me? And everybody was like giving him support. And all of a sudden this chant just started, come up front, come up front, come up front. And he came up front and he had his whole little, like, it was like a wolf, I don't know.
Wolf furry cosplay.
What was it?
Some type of wolf furry. I can't remember what the character's name was.
It was like a wolf furry costume.
He was a Morehouse. He had just graduated from Morehouse, though.
That's right. So so he was maybe 19 or 20. He looked young.
He did look young. He did look very young, but he had just graduated from Morehouse.
Sure, yeah. But he came up and he waved and everything. He was kind of timid, but he put the wolf head on and kind of waved at everybody. And we were cheering him on and everything. I'm like, this is what it should be about when you have someone, all the previous generations, all the other nerds who, you know, who have been doing this for years, to encourage someone to like live their favorite fantasy life, etc. And then when they did the Black Geeks of Dragon Con photo shoot on Sunday, I saw him again and I saw people being like, hey, like he was old family and friends. I love that. That was one of my favorite moments. It was great.
What was the cosplay you wore?
What did you say?
Which cosplay did he wear for the
Oh, I was saying I concur to that because I was there too. The whole reason why that whole come up front chant started is because I couldn't see him. From my perspective, he was behind a pillar and he started talking about like, how do you be confident and a bunch of other stuff. And I was like, no, you need to come up front so we can talk to you. And the response that I forgot his name, but one of the panelists gave was perfect. Like, you mean you're in a room of all this Black excellence and you have a problem with confidence? That's what made me start saying, like, hey, come up front. I need to see who you are. He's a nuclear engineer, by the way.
Wow.
I am going to interview him. I gave him my card. I hope he reaches out to me. If you're watching this right now, I want to interview you. I want to tell your story. I want people to know who you are. You should like not be afraid or scared to announce your geekiness and your Blackness, because like that's the thing that's in right now. Like, being a Black nerd right now is the best thing in the world, and Dragon Con really proved that tenfold to me.
True. It's a great community. It's and if you're because sometimes I'll meet people, it's like, well, I'm a fan of this and nobody else is a fan of that. I guarantee you there's a group at Dragon Con that's
100%
this thing that you love. And very open and welcoming, like you guys are talking about this panel. I see that a lot of they're very opening and welcoming. And I see, like, especially with the cosplayers, I'll see the more experienced cosplayers like helping, you know, giving advice, and they're not like keeping all that to themselves. They're really out there, you know, sharing that knowledge about this thing they all love. And that's and I don't see that at every show, but Dragon Con certainly it is a big part of that community coming together. Of
everybody. You're right. Everybody helps everybody. Everybody is happy for everybody at Dragon Con. You know, you don't see a lot of cliques or hate or gatekeeping. Like, how can you do that? You're not supposed to do that. This is Dragon Con. Everybody's like, what is that? I don't know. Put some googly eyes on it. It's great. You know, so.
Exactly.
We'll turn anything into a cult, you know.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Oh, did
that
y'all
was
see
another thing I saw was the new cult was the cult of Genu. Who if you haven't seen
I have a picture of that.
Yeah,
I know you do, because I was there with you.
Do you want to post the picture that you was in? I can post that one.
Wait. Which one do you have?
I don't think you want that.
You was,
I should have proved it before.
Unbalanced minds is a great point. Like you can just walk up on pretty much anyone and start talking.
Mm-hmm.
I was waiting for our panel to begin in the Hanover AB room, and I'm just outside because I'm just standing out there. And total random stranger walks up to me. He goes, "This is pretty cool, huh?" I was like, "Yeah, I love coming here." He goes, "This is my first time at Dragon Con." I was like, "Oh, for real? Welcome." Blah blah blah. And he was lost and he didn't know where to go. And I was like, "Okay, here's what you do." And oh, let's look at this. Did you get the app? He goes, "What app?" And so I'm like, download the app. I'm giving him all these instructions to the point that other people started coming up to me like, "So where would I find?" I don't work here. I'm not a volunteer. I just happen to know some stuff.
I don't work here.
But I knew enough to help them all out. And then like a real volunteer came over. I was like, you know what? I don't know the answer to that, but the volunteer is right there. She can tell you. But just if it hadn't been me, it would have been somebody else. Everybody is so willing to help you if they can, you know?
Yeah, great conversations just walking up and down the street with people you don't know.
Yeah.
Just because we have this thing. Because really, almost everybody within that 6-block radius is probably there for
convention. Yes,
either there for Dragon Con or really, really mad,
or lost. What the hell?
Yeah.
I did some real networking while I was in line only for the badges. I was networking while I was in line. They're open.
The Genu Shrine.
The Genu Shrine was awesome.
Oh my God. No, you cannot send that picture.
Yes, I can send it.
You know, Joe, you brought up a really good point, like with the whole anything goes mindset at Dragon Con. Like Dragon Con was my first convention and my first time cosplaying. And like from the jump, I see like no holds barred on anything. I'm seeing Sesame Street Jedis. I'm seeing Mandalorian fairies and all of that. Like, so like from the jump, like right. So from the jump, I always had this mindset of like, look, I'm gonna do anything. Like, I'm not gonna stay confined to who I look like. I'm not gonna stay confined to like my body type, all that kind of stuff. So like, it's weird. I'm not saying that no other cons do this, but like this, like there's other cons where it's like, oh, you got to stick within this thing, or this is an anime con. Why are you dressing as G.I. Joe? Or this is, or I'm like, are you paying for that person's cosplay? Are you paying for it?
Why are you in your pocket?
Then shut up.
Yeah, and a lot of people like men dressing as women characters.
Yeah,
and vice versa. I mean,
gender bands, crossplays, all of that.
And like I would mix and match, and
I would say that. Oh, sorry. I was trying to get my own light, but I would say this year is the first time I actually wore my maid outfit. It's just a maid outfit, no attached to like my Deadpool, and everybody loved the maid outfit.
Hey,
nice.
I wish I would have got to see that.
You can see it online. He's got it on his TikTok channel.
No, I want to see it in person.
Y'all work that out behind the scenes, but
no, put it back on. Put it back.
The TikTok though is great. He goes, because I wouldn't, unless you. But I'm just. It's that I love that series that you do on your channel. But
I have a whole lot more videos to do. I'm trying to go through all my cosplays.
Do it. I'm here for it. But Bobby, you said you've been going since ever
1989.
89.
The year I went, it was in one hotel, and it was one of 2 conventions in that hotel that weekend. We were on the bottom floor of the Hilton only the first year.
Oh wow!
And I remember thinking, and it was the second convention I had ever been to, because the first one I went to was the Atlanta Fantasy Fair, which was that same year. That's the year I graduated high school. My parents wouldn't let me do this when I was in high school. Once I was out of high school, they're like, "We don't care what you do." But I thought it was like the biggest thing I'd ever seen. And, and now I look at it now. The room I'm in all day is bigger than the entire convention was back then.
That's awesome.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So I've watched it change and grow, and my memories. Like I can't pick out, in 1999, it merges into one giant convention, but it breaks up for me by where we were. Like, I had a table in the Marriott for this many years. So because we've continually moved where the writers and comic people go. But it's been a long time. I'm a lot more tired when the con's over than I used to be.
Definitely, man. I actually had to find one of the cosplay medics to help me with my sneaker because the bottom started coming off of it. And I had to get them to super glue it back on. And those are expensive sneakers. I'm gonna talk to Alison Phoenix about her sneakers.
And it's a lot of walking. I wore one of those little pedometer things one year, and I walked like 30 some odd miles.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And I'm at my table all day, so that's around standing at the table. And it's like, man, if I could walk that all the time, I'd be in better shape than I am.
Right.
Yeah. And it's up hills,
So people that come to Dragon Con, if you're watching this because you want to know whether you want to come or not, one thing I will tell you, make sure you understand the location of your hotel. Because if you get in the wrong hotel, you're either going to be going uphill all day or going uphill at the end of the day to try to get back to your room. And sometimes it ain't worth it. Just sleep in the lounge.
Or you just do the tunnels.
Hydrate so you don't dehydrate.
Oh my God. Okay.
Or you can go to an IV place and get that IV put in, and you can get,
Did you get an IV this year? I know that was your
no comment. No comment.
Mark, what were you about to say?
Mark was there.
Why do you keep saying? Yes, I went to the IV this year, and it was great, and I would recommend it every single year.
Right. Why did you have to go to the IV?
That's what you do to no comment, Mark. We don't have to talk about why she went.
Because I wanted to be hydrated.
Why did you need to be hydrated?
Because I was dehydrated. That's how it works.
This is
okay. All right.
Top tech, you have the floor.
Yeah. Okay.
What was the topic? I'm sorry. Mark threw me off.
We were talking about like what's some of your favorite moments of Dragon Con.
All right, so I got lucky this year. I'm learning every year I go. This is my third year there. So this year I actually parked at the top of the hill. And so
there's a maid costume.
Hey.
Really, James?
You look like a maid that don't get paid enough though.
This one?
If you hire an attorney, I can help you with that.
This shift. Don't ask her for nothing.
Right? You don't want nothing. I'm not cleaning that. I don't do them rooms, and I don't do windows.
So what do you?
I make money. That's what I do.
And I dust this one spot like an NPC.
Love it. Love it.
All right, so I got smart this year. I parked at the Hyatt. The Hyatt is the highest point of the hill. And so I was able to go for the Hyatt, and I just took the tunnels to everywhere else. I didn't take the hill down anywhere. I know. I mean, it was backed up in the tunnels, but I'd rather take the tunnels than that hill, especially at night when people trip over things in the road.
Yeah.
Sometimes the foot traffic inside is not worth it.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree.
I can't do that duck walk. My leg's too long for that.
Yeah. And sometimes not everything's connected. Like when I'm in the America's Mart and I had panels at the Cortland Grand, which that's
cross town.
And
that's like a half-mile walk.
Yeah, and one of them was during the parade, so I had to take the long because I couldn't cross the road during the parade.
Dang.
So it's a lot of walking. But I have learned from where I am, instead of going up the hill toward the Hyatt, I go flat over to the west and take the escalators up, come out of the west, and then it's downhill. So it's a little further walk, but it's not a hill. Yeah.
It's smart.
Yeah, anything better than a hill, honestly.
Yeah. Because coming up from the Hilton and all or the Cortland Grand, that's a steep hill.
Yes, it is.
Coming up. So yeah.
It'll make you curse. Yeah.
Finding the tunnels. Yeah, either going to the Hilton and going through the tunnels is the best way, or the parking deck and take the tunnel to the food court.
Absolutely.
That's the best.
That is so much easier on your legs.
A good way around the parade when it starts is the entrances to the MARTA station. One is right there at the bank, and the other one entrance is over there at the food court.
If you're in the crowd, if you have to get through the crowd to get there, sometimes going around. I went up to the Ritz just around. But last year I did that. I went down to MARTA, and they were like funneling us through, and then back up the other side.
Back upstairs, yeah.
But like you said, you learn each year where the best routes are. You find new routes. Oh, that's a good way to go, and you kind of.
I'm definitely use those routes next year.
Yeah.
So another thing to think about is if you are going to, hey cousin.
Hey cousin.
Cousin!
Hey, cuz.
If you're going to if you want to try and catch the vendors fair when there's not as many people in there, like Saturday morning, while everybody else is watching the parade, you can go in the vendors fair and it's not as many people. Or try to be at the beginning of the parade. I'm not done. Try to be at the beginning of the parade so that you can catch it all and then take off running while everybody else is watching and waiting on them to drive by, and you can catch ahead of that. Which honestly, Supreme Attorney and I will not be able to do because we now cover the parade. And this was our first year doing it. It was a lark, to be honest. Like, I just decided I'm covering the parade because I'm with the Moana Nui press corps, and I wanted to be behind the press thing so we could do it. And then it became a thing. Then I was like, I need a co-work. I need somebody to bounce off of. I need a co-host. And without fail, unanimously, everybody's like, Angela. Get Angela. I was like, yes. Get Angela.
I just want to jump in and say
she do like to talk. She likes to talk.
I don't like to talk. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. We were so great that the local news picked us up doing interviews with each other and talking, because we were the most animated, talking across the street in the middle of the parade. So we're on TV twice because we're awesome.
We were on TV twice?
Well,
you were on TV multiple times, actually. It's more than just those 2 times.
Really?
Yes. I want to say, once I found out that was happening, I had to jump on board just to film it. Yes. Because the 2 of y'all together is some of the funniest shit I've seen in my entire life. I just gotta say it like that.
Is that our one swear word?
Well, Angela already said the F word like 5 minutes in.
No, I did.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
The instant replay show. No,
right, court recording. Can you read that back for us, please?
So you got the one F bomb, I got the one S bomb. But the 2 of y'all were hilarious. I was there filming y'all the entire time, and I kid you not, I was dying laughing from beginning to end.
Really?
Yes, I cannot wait to post that on the internet so the world can see the 2 of y'all and just what y'all was doing. And then when y'all improv those interviews and just was pulling people in, I was like, y'all was reading my mind. I couldn't, like, y'all are so easy to direct because y'all just did what I wanted y'all to do.
Are they easy to direct, or are you easy to know what you're gonna do?
Both.
No, we're awesome, and so we just knew this is what if you're gonna be a person on the street doing interviews, this is what you need to do. So we pulled over. Grey Worm, kind of because I know Grey Worm. I don't know his real name, but I've seen him like, what's his name? Charles?
No,
Tyrone Edie.
Yeah,
Tyrone Edie. So Tyrone Edie plays Grey Worm because he looks just like him.
Just
every
like
year.
him.
And
100%.
He recognized me. He came to talk to us. There was a guy named playing Blade. We caught a Wolverine. We caught a couple of other folks that just stopped by.
We got the 300 guy because I asked if they ate carbs, and they do not.
They do not eat carbs. Them 300 do.
Yeah, they're showing a lot of skin. They've got a.
And the lady was majestic.
Yes.
The funniest thing,
you know what?
When the Netherrealm people came around. That was the funniest thing. Both of y'all are scary.
Everybody in the 300 crew was fine, regardless of gender. Everybody had a 6 or 8 pack.
Yes,
it was phenomenal.
It was.
You know, I'm sitting there with my 6 like
and an 8 pack.
No. It was definitely laundry day because the boards were out and it was like,
yes.
And I was okay with washing them.
Yeah, that's the only time you're gonna catch me doing laundry. Give me that maid outfit. I'm gonna be out there.
Me too. Me and Joy are gonna be the maids for 300.
And some of the cosplayers, like probably right now, they're already working on next year's costumes.
Yes.
They're planning it.
I'm already thinking about it.
Yeah,
I ain't working on it yet.
Yeah,
because I got the funds.
Oh, so yeah, funds is the thing. So let's talk about that. Another one of the panels that I was privy to was the Cosplay Your Way panel, Unleash Your Inner Superhero, and we talked about that. And so Dean's List and Bar Fox were on a lot of those panels talking about how to do closet cosplay, how to do it yourself, how to get a commission if you like, have to commission somebody to do it. So tell me, what ideas do y'all have for your cosplay for next year? What's going on?
Oh, yes.
Go ahead, Mark.
Go ahead, Mark.
Okay.
Because you the baby cosplayer here. Let's see.
I am the baby cosplayer. So 2025 is the year of Marc Leary finally doing cosplay. At MomoCon, I debuted I call it Hood White Ranger, but I don't really feel like that's a cosplay because it's just an outfit.
It counts.
We'll call it
it all counts.
cosplay. That's fine.
We don't gatekeep the elitists over here. We don't do that.
Did he freeze up?
Yeah, he did.
He got so excited.
Right.
Somebody screenshot that face.
Please, somebody screenshot it. For the love of God, screenshot that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I got it. Let me go ahead and save this somewhere and paste it so I can save this for later.
Right, he was dancing and he's dancing so hard he stopped the internet at his house.
That you will never live down.
There we go.
Okay, I have no idea what happened.
You were saying, yes, nothing happened while you were gone.
Everything happened. Everything.
I believe it. I'm gonna see it in a little bit while I'm watching it on the side. But I did my Bob cosplay this year, and oh my god, I swear to God, I love being a cosplayer. I learned so much from my first time really cosplaying and really trying to invest in the character. Everybody knows I do cosplay photography. That's what I've been doing for like the last 10 years. And finally being on the other side of the camera was like, it was literally like coming out the closet. If I could describe it to anything that anybody can relate to. Just being recognized, people asking for your pictures, just having fun with it, not having a camera on me, it felt great.
Right.
Because I've never cosplayed, but I imagine the first time it's got to be scary because you don't know what.
No, it was invigorating.
There's a little nervousness, but you know, the adrenaline feeds you. Like especially the first time somebody recognizes you for what you are.
Or somebody wants a picture with you. I'm imagining that's pretty cool.
That's the point.
That is awesome.
Yeah, because see, because I'm working it. I don't really dress up. Like I wear my poor writer costume, I guess you could say. But so I don't really get to do much of that. But it's I'm always fascinated because I have friends that do it, and I see so many people that do it. So I'm always fascinated by what goes into it. But yeah, I imagine that like I said, people wanting to get photos with you and talk to you and see, that's got to be really a really great feeling.
Right. It's there's such a wide spectrum of cosplaying, everything from the closet cosplay. I got a jean jacket and a wig to the commission to the machines like that Ironheart that we saw. And then you see people talking about how did you attach this? Was this 3D printed? How did you get this? Where'd you get that done? How'd you paint it? And they're getting all these giving all these tips. And then other people's like, yo, that's a wild, mashup of it might be for example, Poison Ivy dressed as a carnival attendee. So you got Poison Ivy Carnival, which is one of my favorite cosplays that Stephanie does. Or other people have these like grand ideas of a crossover, like Deadpool with the maid's outfit on. Like even though Deadpool also does that because it's Deadpool, but being able to express your creativity in a way that means something to you, and then having someone, even just one person, acknowledge your effort is an amazing feeling. And once you do it, Bobby, you never go back. I'm saying it. Don't take much.
Bobby, we got to get you in the cosplay.
Do it.
Like I don't have much time now. I don't know how it.
Oh no, it's not that much time to do it.
It is time consuming. It is time consuming.
I mean, since it's out of the closet.
I mean, but I'm thinking at the convention because I'm working from 9 in the morning until midnight. So
they won't let you dress in costume and also be at the writers' table.
I could. Like my friend Afua does. She's
she cosplays every single day.
Yeah. She cosplays at her table, so I could do it, but I just haven't. Yeah.
Okay. So. Yet.
Do it.
You never know. You never know when the idea will hit you.
Exactly.
I did get a really cool one year. Someone came to one of my panels dressed as one of my characters.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's so cool.
That's dope.
That was really cool. That was like one of those. Wait, you put effort into looking like somebody I created. That's awesome.
Yeah, you made it. That's nice. Teresa, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna say that I've told the story on other shows of my first like real elaborate cosplay that I had commissioned. And I just, I saw the character and I was completely drawn to it. And so I commissioned the outfit. But I mean, that character was on, I think, one episode of one show. And so when I showed up for the photo shoot, I wasn't sure, I didn't think anybody was going to know who I was.
I know who you're talking about.
Which was
This is my
fine.
favorite cosplay you do.
Right. I was happy just to have the outfit and to be there. But, I'm walking up to the glass doors at the Hilton, and a young man steps to the side and he holds the door for me and he says, "Madam President," and he bowed. So he knew who I was. And I was hooked from then on. I was the United Earth President, the Star Trek Discovery, the character that Stacey Abrams played. And several people knew exactly who I was. So I was a happy camper and I was hooked.
Yeah. There are even the thing you think is the most obscure fandom at Dragon Con. Yeah, there's a group. There are people that love it.
I saw a group one year dressed as Space Ghost and the little Gleeks that were with him. And that's a deep cut.
I would have loved to see that. I love Space Ghost.
You know who I need? I need a Lion-O. I don't think I've seen a Lion-O.
Really?
I have.
It's been a while. I've
seen it.
I don't think I have a picture of it, but I can't remember how long ago it was. But I've seen Lion-O. Like,
I want to say I saw one this year.
Yeah, same.
I spent too much time in the interview rooms, man. But I mean, I got to meet John Boyega, so I'm fine with not seeing Lion-O.
Put a pin in that. Put a pin in that.
Put a pin in that. So okay.
I do want to say this though, Bobby. Just do it, because closet cosplay can be your best friend. Like to share something right now. This is 2008. Okay, this is like my second or third Dragon Con.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
So all that's from my closet.
Yeah, the closest thing I got this year, I was part of the Big Damn Game Show on Saturday night, and I was on stage, and they gave me a cloak to wear. So that's as close as I've gotten.
That counts.
I came on, I had the cloak and then pull it, but yeah, that was fun. So if you guys have never been,
a gateway drug. Yeah.
If you guys have never been to the Big Damn Game Show, I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. It's more adult. It's not for the kids, so it's at night. But it is. They have.
Yeah, we don't like this.
They let someone live streamed it, so I think you can actually see it. This year. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun.
Is there usually like a really long line to get into that one?
There's a bit of a line, when it starts, because the people start lining up early so they can get to the front. Some people want to get in and be picked to be part of the game,
part of the show.
Yeah, because they get people from the audience to play games.
Okay.
And so
that sounds like fun.
It is absolutely. It runs like 2 hours, but it is absolutely just a wonderful time. A lot of laughter. The crowd is really into it. It's usually in one of the Hyatt ballrooms at night. But I like I said, if you can find it where they streamed it, it's absolutely hilarious. And
nice.
So it was really cool when they invited me to come be part of one of the games, which was really fun. So it was big fun.
Cool. Smoove, I saw you when we started talking about cosplay for next year. You said something you wanted to do. So tell us what that is going to be.
All right. I got a couple of like back burner cosplays I want to finally get off the back burner, like stuff I've had planned for a while, just never had either the means or the funds to do. Hopefully me and Mo, Dominican Night Cosplay, hopefully we will finally get our Harlem Heat together.
Ooh.
So hopefully that'll happen.
Okay.
All of this is budget pending, basically, which is, I also want to do Destro from G.I. Joe, the gold head one.
Yeah.
Now, so a plan I had for that was, I always got to put some little extra spin on it. So I figured, Destro being an arms dealer, and then also G.I. Joe and Transformers both being from roughly the same universe.
Right.
I wanted to do Destro with Megatron as his gun, but if I get an actual Megatron Transformer, I'm not taking that to Dragon Con with me, because somebody gonna snatch it.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna be pissed off. So I was like, let me see if I can find somebody who 3D prints it. So as I'm looking for that, I find a 3D printed version of Optimus Prime's laser cannon. So I was like, let me get that. And you know, head cannon here. It's not too far fetched to think that Destro could reverse engineer a human sized version of his laser rifle. So I'm gonna get that, you know, get it, you know, sanded. I hate sanding stuff, but you know, get it sanded, painted, and maybe have like Mars Industries on the side of the gun. So like, so that'll be my prop for it. So those two, I want to do Mortal Kombat Annihilation's version of Jax. All I gotta do is just find it. I do the Mortal Kombat 3 version. I just gotta get the dog tags and the vest, and I got a gender bend of Polaris from X-Men in the works. I got the wig for it, but I just gotta get the rest of it worked out. So that's again budget pending, but that's a tentative plan for next year.
I think I have an idea for the first cosplay I did a few years ago was Rogue.
Nice.
And it was just a Rogue costume off of Amazon with the little fake boot cut, you know, shoe cover boots and everything. and I didn't do the hair. I just took some white acrylic paint since I'm already going gray right here. I took some white.
You got it. It worked.
And it worked. But the idea I want to have is a slight variation on a theme. And I want to do a reggae Rogue and throw a little bit of red into the uniform, maybe a little Jamaican flag in there somewhere.
I like it.
And then I was planning on getting braids anyway, so I don't have to do my hair the whole time. And I was like, I can just get the dark auburn braids and just put a couple white ones in the front and boom. And then, of course, it'll have to be some really cheesy accent. Since she has that heavy Southern accent, I want to have a heavy Jamaican accent.
I love it.
Obnoxious with it.
That's gonna be dope. That's gonna be so
dope.
You still have to say sugar with the people sugar with the Jamaican accent.
Wagwan sugar.
Yeah.
Yes. There you go.
Oh man,
I love it already. I
was hoping you would give us a sample of the accent.
that X-Men 97 version of her costume has some black in it. So I'm like, she might as well be walking around with a Jamaican flag on.
Right. Just add a little more. That's my thought. That's my thought.
You know, Smoove, you mentioned one of your cosplays, famous tag team Harlem and Heat. I'm thinking about convincing one of my boys, and I'm putting his name out there. Furious, you going cosplay, and I'm thinking about him and I going next year as Street Profits.
Okay.
So we can meet you Harlem Heat.
Hey,
what's Street Profit?
Tag team wrestling.
Oh, it's like a WWE or something.
Yes.
There's like there's a huge wrestling following at Dragon.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
It is so huge.
Yeah, they do matches one night, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, Thursday or Friday, right?
Teddy King, what was his name?
Teddy Long.
Oh my goodness.
Big fan over here. Big fan.
We know you're not a fan, but yes, Teddy Long
I love his record.
this year. Teddy Long this year. Rikishi was there last year. We got to interview. So I am like the first year I realized wrestling was at Dragon Con was probably 2012. So that was probably like 4 or 5 years of me already going. I didn't realize that they actually had wrestling matches at the con. Like, wait, this is a thing? Like, oh, snap. So it really is everything. That's when it hit, because the first time I went, I was like, yeah, everything is there. And then I was like, wait, wrestling? No, everything is there. So
yeah,
because they do. They also have, like, especially at night, because they have wrestling, they have game shows, they have concerts, they have balls.
The bunny hutch.
They do like the bunny. Yeah, I think there's like a geek prom.
yes.
Dances and all. There's just all kinds of cool. I know they do the what is it? I'm blanking on the what's the movie that everybody sings along? The Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Rocky Horror Picture, yes.
Yeah, they do the Rocky Horror event. They do, there's you can't do it all, but there is so much that it's just if you're because it's an around the clock thing.
Yeah,
I mean, you could be at it 2 a.m. and there are people doing something.
Absolutely,
yeah, 100%. It's so funny that you bring that up, because I've been going to Dragon Con for like 19 years, and my big thing about going outside of Black Geeks to Dragon Con is knocking off something from my bucket list. Every year, I try to find something that I've never done at Dragon Con, and I try to do it. Usually, most of those things happen because of just getting lucky. But there's still so much at Dragon Con I have yet to do, like the cosplay at the aquarium event on Saturday. Never done that. They've been doing that since I've been going to Dragon Con. So 19 years they've been doing it, and I've never gone because it's A, an extra charge, and B, it's just so much going on at Dragon Con that if you walk away, you feel like you're gonna miss something. Like there's other events in Atlanta that happen, like college football starts this weekend during Labor Day weekend. Black Gay Pride happens that same weekend. Trap Sushi does events during each of the conventions. So there's other things that go on outside of Dragon Con that may be Dragon Con related, depending on your interest, that you just don't get to do. But this year I was able to get things crossed off my bucket list, even if I didn't know they were on my list, like the John Boyega interview.
Yeah,
I want to talk about that.
Let's talk about it. It's my nephew.
That was his first. That was his first year at Dragon, I believe, right? I think that was his first time at Dragon, John Boyega.
I don't think so.
I don't think he's been before. So that was.
He's been before.
Has he been before? I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I think he's been before.
But maybe not consecutive years. Like I don't know if he was there last year or the year before. Yeah,
no.
But I wasn't sure if he had been there before or not.
Right. If I had to guess, I'd say he probably came when the Force Awakens came out. Yeah.
Came out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But we got to meet him. It was awesome. It was everything.
It was something.
It was wonderful. He's a
Does
really
he smell
cool
like
dude.
roses? I think he smells really good. In my head, I think he smells really good.
But he does smell good, but he smells like sandalwood.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Very sexy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's a really nice, down to earth guy. Like, what I liked is as we were interviewing him, people asking some different questions and everything. And if the question was kind of like, what? He would just be like, what is that? But also he gave very thoughtful answers to everything that we asked him. He was really, really cool with, just giving what, Mark?
Yeah, why is Mark smiling so hard you can't see his eyes? Like, what happened? Just go ahead and
see how his arm is around me? It's because he loves me. Because I'm his favorite. I'm his favorite.
No.
And Mark's not even in the picture. It makes sense.
Dang.
That's a whole other thing I had an issue about, but it had nothing to do with me. So I'm not gonna. Okay.
So you just gonna laugh to yourself and not let everybody else laugh? I want to laugh. I love you.
Okay. I have a very, very important question to ask the other 6-7 people on this panel. Would you rather be Doctor Who or 007? It's a very important question. Please take it seriously.
I think Doctor Who has cooler costumes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He goes a lot more places.
Yeah.
And I want to go in the TARDIS.
I did 007 because I like gadgets. I love gadgets. And my name is Q. It's like Q in 007.
True.
You are literally cute. Okay, so everybody listening, even the 2 people that were there that should have got that missed it.
No, we
the
missed
John Boyega interview was very interesting.
We didn't miss anything.
Right. You asked the question. What were we supposed to say?
I know. Like, we want to laugh, but we're not laughing yet. We're confusion.
Okay. So James, Joy, y'all was there with me. We experienced the same thing. I'm not going to talk bad about it, but there were things that happened that the 3 of us looked at each other, plus my assistant. We all looked at each other and we was like, what is happening right now? That was one of the questions that was asked by an outlet that I personally felt, this is just my opinion, can't speak for everybody else, made everything kind of go south.
It did kind of change the mood in the room. And I'm gonna take that and build on what you're saying, because I noticed this the last year or the year before at Dragon Con. I was in the audience and it was a panel about Octavia Butler. And I believe everybody on this screen knows who Octavia Butler is. She was an amazing talent. Her books are damn near prophetic at this point. And the panel was a group of, it was maybe 3. It was the lady who put the panel together and like 3 authors, and not a one of them had read anything by Octavia Butler. One of them hadn't even heard of her. And I'm guessing that they probably had to fill the space because maybe other panelists couldn't come. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. But they really didn't know anything about her. So we're, the audience is we're just talking to ourselves at this point. And they're giving tips on how to be a good writer. Now, what you got to understand about Octavia Butler is she was a genius when it came to Afrofuturism, when it came to Black-centered sci-fi, and multiple award winners for every book that every book that she has. Some of them have been turned into TV shows, etc. She's an icon in the Black sci-fi space. And somebody in the audience was asking, like, how could we become, writers, et cetera, and get recognition and, make a living at it. And one of the guys up there who happened to be like a white man was like, well, you just got to write a good book and just work hard. Bruh, I know you didn't. You just said you never heard of Octavia Butler. She wrote several good books. And so clearly there's more to the system than that. But my point about saying all of this is, when you don't know the subject matter because you've never had to pay attention to the subject matter, you tend to say something that feels like shoe leather in your mouth, right? And so the same thing happened during this interview. My estimation, and this is just me outside of looking in, the guy that asked that question, I don't think he really understood who John Boyega was. And so all he knew was that guy is a Brit. Let me ask a Brit question. Would you rather be 007 or Doctor Who? Which also means you don't know a whole lot about British cinema either. Why are you in here?
Sometimes they try to get those gotcha questions.
That's not even a gotcha question.
I know, but
that wasn't a gotcha question. That was a fan question.
Sure.
Yeah, now to your point.
Yeah. It'll get
somebody else did ask a question. They were trying to do a gotcha moment and they got because it was a question that had already been discussed to be off limits. And they asked him anyway because they were going to try and get him. And it just shut everything down after that, And so we ended up being some of his favorite people asking questions just because we actually know him, know his work, and ask good questions about the things that he worked on in the past, how he felt about some of his projects. I asked a question about, how do you feel like being, impromptu role model for a lot of people? And so he gave really thoughtful answers to all of that. So that picture that James put up, when we came around the corner to take a picture with him, he was actually literally happy to see us. He was like, hey, because he remembered us. Can you know how my life was made that day when John Boyega saw me again and recognized me from earlier in the day? Y'all don't talk to me. I'm a celebrity. Y'all can't tell me nothing.
Hold up. Let me tell y'all how swole. Hold on. Wait. Let me tell you how swole Joy's head is since that photo with John Boyega. You saw the photo I put up.
Put it up again.
Look at Joy's social media and check out her profile photo. You think she was the only one in that photo with John Boyega. She cropped that photo of the five of us to just her and John.
Not the Diddy crop.
That's a profile pic. Now, I don't blame her for doing that.
I mean,
she was right
and look at solo
over her. So clearly it was meant to be cropped. You were not supposed to be part of the picture.
Plus, that is one of those special memories that will stay with you for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
For the rest of my life.
I'm happy for her.
Okay.
I really am.
First
You
of all,
sound like a hater.
I'm not a hater.
First of all,
Joy. No, you.
First of all,
this
first
is
of all,
your third one, your third Dragon Con.
This is my third Dragon Con. Yeah.
Yeah. So Joy is still experiencing new things. And actually, for me, up until like her first one, I pretty much been like, okay, Dragon Con, ho hum, da da da. But with doing press and watching Joy go through Dragon Con these last couple of years has reinvigorated my enthusiasm for Dragon Con.
Hey,
because I've been going since like 07, and 08 was my first year of cosplay. So 18 years. I've been going, missing probably like 2 years. 2020, obviously, and then I missed 1 year because work got in the way. But yeah, I've been going for so many years. That happened. I've seen a lot at Dragon Cons. And like you said earlier, Mark, there's still a lot that you will not get a chance to see, even if you try to do everything, because you can't.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's fun going with people who are still brand new to the experience because it's like a whole new thing to experience. So yeah.
Yeah,
and we did press together this year. That was great. Still watching her experience, like, oh wait, they have this at Dragon Con. Like, yeah, they have this at Dragon Con. Like, go, like, just
So yeah, no, I'm not a hater. I love seeing everyone's joy and happiness at DragonCon, especially those who are like 5 years or less going, because it's like watching kids in the playground for the first time.
Yeah, I meet a lot. I meet a lot of them that are like, "Oh, this is my first con ever," and I'm like, "Wow, did you jump right into the deep end?"
Right.
That was mine too. I didn't realize I was throwing myself into the fire. I was like,
"Yeah,
absolutely."
It's like, you could have worked your way up, but
start with MomoCon.
Yeah, but every year I meet people. Oh, I'm new to cons, and it's like there is like he's saying, there's an excitement to watching how excited they are. That reminds me of how I was when I was,
absolutely
back when dinosaurs rolled the earth and I started going. You're right, James. There's a lot of excitement that I get from seeing other new people at the con and seeing it through their eyes and talking to people, or people that have never been. I get people who know I do it. They'll ask me, "Oh, I don't understand what these things are." And being able, and DragonCon's hard to explain.
Yeah.
Because it's a monster. I mean, it's so many things.
A huge monster.
Right.
But
can you imagine even trying to explain to somebody about the cult of the Marriott carpet?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
People like this was actually, since you mentioned that, this was given to me.
Is that the big chicken?
Yes.
It's called an emotional support chicken, but they did it with the Marriott carpet, and so somebody gave me this, and I have a
how much I need that in my life.
And
emotional support for when you miss DragonCon.
Yeah, and because I'm been doing it so long, like you can't see from here, but I have a big swath. I have a swath of the carpet. The Marriott carpet.
Like the original, they were selling those in frames.
I put it in a shadow box. It's right after they were getting rid of it. So it's weird, but it's
there's some more carpet elsewhere, right?
You're right. Yeah. They use it everywhere. But
even hallway or something.
Yeah, but even the Marriott has started embracing that, because I've noticed on their signage in the Marriott, they're using the old design around, So, but it's those things that become the thing. Like nobody planned it.
Yeah.
Because I remember the year the guys, you guys probably saw them, the guys that made their costumes out of this material.
Yes.
And they were army men, and they were laying on the, and it was really cool. And I think, people have started to embrace these little things, or like, what was it last year or the year before? It was the FedEx guy, the Cult of John, and
with the googly eyes.
So the fandom finds these things to fall in love with.
Absolutely.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah. And it's not anything to where if you tried to plan that stuff, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
They have to happen organically. And when you get 100,000 creative, fun-loving people in a place, that kind of magic happens. That creative bubble, we're all kind of feeding off of each other.
And that's the thing, is that DragonCon is magic.
It is.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just magic.
DragonCon is therapy. It is therapy.
Yeah.
That part too.
It's kind of like a family reunion in a sense as well.
Yes.
There are
with family you actually like.
Yeah. There are people I only see once a year.
Yeah.
At this convention. And some of them for decades now. Once a year, we catch up. How you doing? Good to see you. That's a wonderful bit of the con that I look forward to. Is I'm going to get to see these people. So that's it's wonderful. And I've met so many people over the years that have became like lifelong friends, where we met at this convention, or we had something in common that leads to like friendships that grow and grow. And magic's a good word for it.
If I could backtrack and piggyback off of something James said earlier, you mentioned like being afraid of missing out with things, right? I've realized you can have, people have FOMO from not being at something. I get FOMO actually being there, because it's such a big, huge, chaotic thing. And you be afraid, like every year I start looking at people's Instagrams and Facebooks, and I'm like, dang it, I missed that. Like that, a group of people did 4 people dress up as Frodo after Sheila captured them. So like they all got like spider like wrapped up in spider webs and stuff. I'm like, I would have loved that, seen that in person, right?
Yes.
So like you're always afraid of missing something, and I've learned that don't let the FOMO kill you, right? Because you're gonna miss no matter how much you're out and about, no matter how much you go. You are going to be at the right place at the wrong time, wrong place at the right time, however you want to say it. You are going to miss something. So you might as well miss something and also not be dead at the same time. Right?
Yeah.
But thankfully, social media helps because I never get to go see the actors, but I can see people's photo ops, or I can see photos photos or videos from panels. But a cosplay, I see a lot of the cosplay because people are posting photos. Because I'm 3 or 4 blocks away during the day and not seeing as much of that. So yeah, social media has been a wonderful little thing to help me see the things that I miss in person.
I was just saying that's the thing as being a content creator. We can't be everywhere at once, especially with Dragon Con. You cannot catch everything.
And you'll drive yourself crazy trying.
True.
True. Oh my God. Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
And that's what I had to let people know the first couple of years I went, because after like year 3, it was like, okay, we can go together, but we ain't gonna be together. Like, you've been here about as much as I have. Once we get there, it's check in to see when we eating and where we eating. Other than that, don't ask my schedule is unless you plan on coming to the same panel I'm coming to, because from sun up to sundown, I'm gonna be somewhere going to a panel from a panel. I'm gonna stop and grab pictures. I'm gonna go to this panel and that panel, see the cast of this show and that show and everything else in between. And if I happen to get to photo shoots and get good cosplays along the way, cool. But don't ask, what are you going to do next? I'm going to see some cool next. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to see some cool.
I'm going that way.
Right. So
what are you going to do? Don't ask me what I'm doing because you want to. No, don't tag along with me. Find your own ish.
Right. That's how I am.
Here's a pro tip for Dragon Con. Here's a pro tip for Dragon Con. If you've never been, either just hang on to someone's coattails and enjoy the ride, or be prepared for chaos, because you can plan, use the app, schedule out everything, but I guarantee you're gonna double book, triple book. You're gonna miss something. You're gonna fall in line with something else that you didn't plan. Dragon Con is such a monster in its own self. Just show up. Just show up on Wednesday, and by Monday you will have experienced a whole other life you never thought you would experience. And just show up. Don't plan anything.
Speaking of Wednesday, did anybody go to the Wednesday party on Wednesday?
Oh, people start showing up.
Yes, I did go to the party on Wednesday.
Monday, Tuesday.
Oh yeah, people start getting there early.
The bane of my existence is I'm into I'm involved with the diversity track. So I went from first time cosplayer to second year. I was feeling it into last year, because actually this is 4 years now. Last year, being invited to moderate a couple panels. So this year I think I did like 4 panels, and I was doing interviews. So I'm all in at this point. Now I'm suggesting panels next year. Like, I want to host a panel doing this because I discovered who to talk to about all that kind of stuff. But I'm really interested in the diversity track because I'm a D&I specialist by day, but also the Silk Road track because I'm into K-dramas and K-pop. And every time I wanted to see something, I was double booked. Like, I had to choose obligations over the other cool things. So next year I planned a panel called Soul to Soul. So so I could have like the whole discussion around like R&B versus K-pop and your mama's fried chicken versus Korean fried chicken. Like, it's gonna be a whole thing. I got a plan. That way I could be. I
want to be on your panel.
Be where I want to be.
You don't even do K-pop.
What are you talking about?
That doesn't matter. I know about Black and Korean. I know about being Black and I know about being Korean.
But
really, Mark?
What do you know about?
Mark?
Well, you talking to Mark? Mark?
Yeah, Joy, of course I'm not talking to you. You know what this shirt is. He doesn't.
Right? Come on, ATs.
Yeah,
I would love to be on your panel, Joy. Thank you.
Yes, you can be on my panel. And Teresa's gonna be on the panel. But Mark, you said you wanted to be on the panel too?
Yeah.
What?
Who's your bias, Mark? What's your favorite K-pop?
Name 2 K-pop groups that are not BTS or Blackpink.
My favorite K-pop band is 2 a.m. or what do they call it? Still 2 a.m.
Okay.
I don't believe you.
You said don't gatekeep me.
Name one
You said
member
don't
from
gatekeep
2
me.
a.m.
No, sing a song. Sing a song.
Okay, I don't know the song because I don't speak Korean, but I know the dance move and I know the video.
Okay, that's all you need. I accept that. That's cool. That's cool.
Y'all
He does not
let him
listen
pass
to 2
Teresa.
a.m.
Y'all let
Name
him
one
pass.
person.
Dragon Con does not.
I don't speak Korean. I don't know their names. I just know they do this and they did that, and I was drunk and I was dancing and singing to it.
And now
I
you're
thought it
on
was probably
video
2
doing
p.m.
that.
and not 2
Yes.
a.m. It was probably 2 p.m., not 2 a.m.
No, it's still 2 a.m. That's the name. I specifically remember. I
You
am
know
a
what?
drunk that remembers stuff.
Still 2 a.m. sounds like a cover band, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's two of them. The 2 a.m. one is supposed to be like the more slow R&B one, and 2 p.m. is like, let's have fun.
They all used to be one, and then it became 2 a.m. and 2 p.m.
Yep.
But if the group
2
name
a.m.
is
is a
still
K-pop
2
group.
a.m., I feel like that
Says
might
is.
be a cover band.
Okay, are you guys serious?
Yes.
There you go. So, but we were just talking earlier about how Dragon Con is accepting of everything. So, Mark, you're more than welcome to come to the K-pop, whatever you want to do. Even if you are just going to learn or just want to hear what's said, that's the beauty of all these different panels.
I just want to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys also talked about scheduling. There's also the beauty of Dragon Con is sometimes you can have a whole lot of fun by just picking a wall to lean against in one of the host hotels.
Yes.
And
Yes.
people
Watching. Yep.
Yes.
Oh my God. You will see some of the coolest, not only cosplay, we talk about cosplays, but you'll meet some interesting people. I tell you that one of the, I have a story from that it's several years ago now. We were in the Hyatt one evening, just kind of hanging around, and we were like just a group of us. And I remember one of my friends looks up and goes, "That guy looks just like Harry Belafonte." And Harry Belafonte was not a guest at the con. And I'm like, oh, and I looked up and I went, wait, that is Harry Belafonte.
Wow.
And so Harry Belafonte comes and walks over, and he's got a cameraman. And he walks up and he's talking to us. He's asking, I don't know what this is. He says, we were driving through and we saw this. And I went to CNN and said, I need a cameraman.
Wow.
And he filmed a little documentary about Dragon Con. And so he's talking to a bunch of us just hanging out because he saw it and goes, I don't know what this is, but it's cool. And I got to find out what it is. And he just strolled in and started talking to people.
That is such a cool story.
Yes. Oh, it was a wonderful, and he was a really cool guy, and he was, it was just great. But it's like, it's like nobody knew he was there. He didn't have a badge. He just walked in, and but
how did he get in?
He can't come in.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'd like to think that if people would, oh, it's Harry Belafonte, okay, but stuff like that kind of happens. Just the people watching, you never know who you're going to run into, or who you're going to see, or you're going to, whatever's going on. There's always something cool going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's how I met Stan Lee at Dragon Con, because of the opposite of what you said. Somebody was doing their job and badge checking guests as they were going across the Sky Bridge, and I happened to get stuck in front of Stan Lee of all people. 2012.
Well, they're a lot more diligent about that now than they
favorite Dragon Con.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I remember we were trying to get in the side door in the Hilton, and we almost got arrested by ICE. Like, it was bad. They were really keeping control on those. Papers, please.
Teresa met some famous people too.
Who'd you meet, Teresa? Oh, wow.
Superman.
Yes. You've met a Superman.
Ooh, I got to interview Peter Macon from the Orville. He plays Bortus. That was one of my favorite things that happened that weekend, because I got a solo interview with him, and he was so engaging and gave me a bunch of free gifts that I wish I could show y'all, but it's in the living room. I already hung it all up, so I'm not going to take it off the wall.
Yes, you can. Go ahead and do it.
Brandon,
you don't need your...
since we're on a first name basis now, Brandon thanked me for my smile.
Oh, I would have a big head after that.
Right? You go.
Right.
And I love how the con too gets, sometimes they'll get guests that you wouldn't expect at because it's not really a sci-fi con anymore. It's more, it's like,
did y'all see a post from Dragon Con?
Wait, what'd you say?
What was that?
Since you interrupting people, what?
I'm sorry. It just hit me because the whole issue with the whole AI art, And
It's
somebody
that
made a
awesome
comment.
energy.
I saw that all happen. He was like 3 tables down from me.
Oh
So,
wow.
Oh wow. Okay,
I
because I
watched
saw
they-
that on TikTok.
yes,
So
I
they
But,
came and hustled him out of there, right?
well,
Yes.
they came up, and it was on Monday, so apparently they did their due diligence to make sure really was. And they walked up, told him what was going on. You've got to go, and there was a cop with them, but there was no drama. Like the guy didn't fight or anything. He's like, okay, he knew he'd been busted, and he packed up, and they stood there and watched him tear down, and then they just walked him out. And then 5 minutes later, a cult of that guy. Like suddenly there's a sign on the table.
There
were more signs, and so yeah, we had a cult of that pop up.
Wow.
But it was fairly, there was no big drama. There was no fighting. Like at one point, I'm sitting there going, like I'm watching because I was the second table in the row, and he was at the end across the aisle. And at one point, I'm sitting there going, like, what is? I have no idea what's going on, and so someone had to tell me. So there was none of that, But apparently, there was diligence when it was brought up earlier in the week. They made sure it really was someone who lied about what they were doing.
Okay.
They apparently, I don't know all the details, but apparently there was some due diligence done to make sure. But
well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. It was, it's one of those things. I mean, people you're always going to get one or two. You get a bad apple here and there that try to do stuff. But overall, I mean, in all the years I've been doing it, there's not a lot of problems. I've not seen a lot of problems over the years of people getting kicked out or fights or arguments. I know there was one year there was some, like somebody threw a couch out a window.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that happened.
It was like a chair over the balcony in the Marriott or something.
And I remember
Did anybody get hurt?
No, I don't think so. No, they threw
it. So it did land on somebody, but her cosplay saved her life because she had like spiny cosplay, and it kind of hit her, but her cosplay saved her from it.
Yeah.
So
and there was one year, some football fans groped a cosplayer, which
I remember that too.
Which started a fight. It was in like the I think it's in the Marriott lobby. And because she wasn't happy, and then her friend stepped in to defend her, and it kind of, but those are a handful of those over 30 some odd years. For the most part, I've had no trouble. I mean, there's certain things that happen every year, like the guys that are protesting from the church or out of one of the corners every year.
Yeah,
they were across from us when we were covering a parade, and folks were heckling the heck out of them. Folks like stopped and twerked on them and backed it up. It was hilarious.
Yes. And we always go by them and go, "Oh my God, those are awesome cosplays," and they look at us like we're stupid. But some of that happens every year. But for the most part, like I said, over 30 some odd years, I don't have it. Like on a normal day, I wouldn't walk down the street at 2 a.m. in Atlanta.
No,
but at DragonCon, I don't.
No.
It doesn't faze me.
No.
Yeah.
And I also believe that because Atlanta is the type of city that it is, being ostensibly a sanctuary city, if you will, I think that's another reason that we get so much diversity of interests and ideas and cosplay and everything else at this con, because I think some of the others tend to be more narrowly focused on specifically what they're doing, but DragonCon is like, come as you are, come have fun, come be somebody else for a day, and maybe talk about some stuff that you're interested in.
And that is a good point about DragonCon. Like you said, you were there your second year, your third, you're invited to do panels. There's a lot of shows where it's very curated. It's like you're on panels if we invite you. That's not DragonCon. It's like, oh, you have something to say? Great, come on up here and be part of the discussion. I was on a panel the last couple of years with a lady who is Native American, and she had come just as a fan and was on a panel, and she started responding to some of the things that was being said. And go like, well, because she had knowledge, and so they're like, well, great, come be part of the discussion. And so they invite her back every year to be on panels because, and so people, you become part of it. It's not just audience and guest. It's, audience can be up there and vice versa. And I don't see that at a lot of shows, but at Dragon Con, it's very all inclusive. It's come join. You like this? Great, come be part of the
Come on.
Yeah.
I think some of the best panels are the ones that get heavy audience participation, like the game show, like Angela's panel where she's asking people's opinion in the audience if they think someone's going to jail and starting fights. Angela was starting fights on purpose.
Me?
Yes.
I don't know what you guys are speaking of.
Chow Tucker.
See that? We're not even talking about Chow Tucker. She like the exact same situation. One person had to go to jail. The other person didn't have to go to jail because he was hot.
Absolutely.
Like, he's not going to jail. Like, that is not a reason.
Hotness is a factor.
And this is why people are still chasing her out the room. Like, the panel is over. They're like, no, but wait, no, this isn't right. And they'll be back next year. I got to be
find some new hot characters. I don't know.
Never know. I got to be a moderator for the K-pop Demon Hunter sing-along panel.
Really?
I fell into that. So I'm up on stage as me and our friend of the show, Raven, and one other girl who was doing she actually had a sing-along video. And y'all, there was this little girl in there. This is another great moment. There's a little girl in there. I don't know her name. She was sitting in the front row, completely dressed as Rumi, with the braid and everything. And so we just called her Mini Ruby because we were asking questions. We had like some trivia, and she knew it all. I had to get to where like, okay, I can't call on you no more, Mini Ruby, because we're gonna call on somebody else. And then when we started the sing-along, of course half the lyrics are Korean and the other half is in English. She knew them all. She couldn't have been more than maybe 11, maybe 12 years old tops. She knew all the words in every language. She's singing, she's doing the singer thing at her seat. So finally we just gave her the mic and had her come up to the front. And again, the reception from everybody in here wants to be Rumi, but nobody hated on this little girl for coming to the front and singing. Everybody was like, yeah, she had her first concert, because she had
that moment will stay with her for the rest of her life.
And that's the magic right there.
And speaking of kids, we do in the comic and pop art where I am, they do free sketchbooks for kids 12 and under. If you come into the comic and pop art, they'll give you a free sketchbook, and the artist guests will do free sketches for kids.
Nice.
That's so sweet.
And
I saw that, and I was wondering whose kid I could steal so I could.
Thinking that, like, I need to steal a child.
There's a business for next year. Rent my child to get.
Right.
But drawing for the kids is a lot of fun because I'll do it in a way where they can watch me draw, and the kids get excited because a lot of times kids, it's again that kind of magic thing. They don't know how drawing is, But you'll get these few, like there was this one family that were dressed as Star Wars characters, and the little girl was in an Ewok costume. So I drew her an Ewok, and she got all excited. Mommy, he's drawing me, and that kind of stuff. So you'll get these wonderful things. But talking of great moments, last year I did some sketches and they went off, and these two kids came back later and had done sketches for me.
Nice.
And brought them to give to me. And so those are the moments. But yeah, for kids during the day doing stuff like that is awesome. So.
Yeah, because I forgot which one of the hotels. I know Cortland Grand has an area, and one other hotel has a spot to where if you have young kids like 8, 10 years or younger, whatever, it's like a whole section of hotel for them to just be.
And they get guests for them. Like this year, we had a big Muppet presence.
The Muppets, we got to interview them as well. Like the original creators, they were the grand marshals
of the parade.
Of the parade.
Yes. And so we get stuff like that. I get a lot of voice actors. So there's always, especially during the day, there's a lot of stuff because most people think of Dragon Con, it's an adult thing, and it is at night. But during the day, it can be very family friendly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, during the day, but during
the day. Yeah, I wouldn't bring my 10-year-old after 10 o'clock.
Yeah, no.
You shouldn't bring your 10-year-old after 10 o'clock.
Yes, because I've seen some things.
We have all seen some things. And that's the part that always tripped me out with. So I've always said, and this is not like this is me tongue in cheek, but I've always said Saturday is both the best and worst day of the con.
Yeah.
Because that's the most voluminous day population wise of the convention. Because you have people locally who will literally just bring their kids down to watch the parade, but then they'll stick around. You know, they won't leave after the parade is over. They will just hang out on the streets, walk from the different hotels, even though they can't go in, trying to stop people in different cosplays and get photos with their kids.
Or hang out in the food court, because that is
Food
a
court,
program.
right,
Yeah.
Right.
Great place for people
yeah.
watch.
So like the crowd doesn't necessarily dissipate after the parade until sundown. I remember one year one of my friends from college had came down with her son at the time. He was probably like 7-8 years old, and it was about 7:30, 8 o'clock. And some of that's pretty much was transitioned from family friendly to adults only. And we saw some people in some adults only cosplay walk by while I was catching up with her because I hadn't seen her, in a while or whatever. And she looked at me and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's getting late. The sun's going down. That's about to be the norm in a couple of hours." Like, oh my God.
There's a lot of skin. There's a lot of skin to be seen at night.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
So it again, something for everyone. Like I said earlier, the burlesque show is one of those things. The line starts 2 hours early and wraps around the building. So like, if that's something you're trying to go to, you can accordingly.
There were so many lines. Like there were lines everywhere.
I'm at the point now where like celebrity panels, I don't even bother anymore because
exactly just stream those.
I don't want to wait in line. Like all of the shows that I watched where the cast would be there have all ended or gone off the air or whatever. I am happy that Garrett Wong is over the Trek. So he coordinates. He coordinates all the Star Trek alums for coming back.
Freeze your screen.
Shows. It is. And I remember the first year that he was over Trek. Garrett Wong, and he talked about being over Trek because it was like his first or second year at Dragon Con, and they just basically gave him Trek because
time out.
All the people.
Time out. I'm sorry. Time out.
What?
You were stealing a story I was about to tell because I met Garrett Wong doing the media press walking tour, and that was a fun fact I wanted to share. Now I can't because you took it from me.
Okay, you're too slow.
You had an hour and 30 minutes to say that.
Right. You've been interrupting this whole time. What stopped you this time?
It's been so much other fun stuff that's
not my fault. It's not my fault. It took us 90 minutes to get on Star Trek.
Right. You could have did that during your introduction.
It's your show.
Right.
Damn.
My favorite thing is I got to meet so-and-so. And we did so-and-so.
It is my show sometimes.
Relax, relate, release.
Right.
Everyone here, how you met her.
Therapy too.
So
this was fun.
That's what I was going to a whole lot of Star Trek panels. But yeah.
James, you mentioned lines. I'm like, I'll do one line all weekend, and that is the registration line.
Yep.
I don't do lines other than that. That's my FOMO kicking in. I don't want to be missing something because I'm stuck in a line doing something else.
Fair.
But,
another flag on the play. You should not be waiting that line either. Why aren't you not doing press?
No, I actually didn't because my roommates got my badge for me. I printed out my little permission slip. I put my put the QR code, put my ID on there. Like, hey, my roommates have permission to get my badge, and they got it for me. So no line. Backtrack a little bit though. We mentioned James. You mentioned like how the transition goes from like family friendly to not quite family friendly. So my daughter has been coming with me. This Sunday was her third Dragon Con, right? So Sunday she asked me, Daddy, why don't I go with you on the other days of the week? I'm like, because baby, that's Daddy's weekend. this is Daddy's staycation. But also for that very same reason, like Saturday's chaotic at nighttime. The freaks come out at the same time though. Like, I mean, coming during the day on a Saturday or a Sunday when she comes. Yeah. You're not guaranteed to not see some things, right? So it's something me and my wife have been deliberate about with her. It's like, you know what? We're going to let her see these things. Like, because we don't want, we want her to see that people live their lives in different ways. People, she's like, Daddy, why does that guy have his shirt off? Why does this woman have her all of this out? Well, like, this is how people do sometimes. And we want to make sure there's not the stigma around those things
right
for them. Like if they're gonna see it anyway, you know, their kids at school already. Like she's in third grade, she's 8, she'll be 9 in December. There's probably kids exposing her to things already. So I'm like, you know what? If you're going to be exposed to those things, we want to be with you while you see these things. We want to be there to guide you through that. We walked up on a friend of mine. Shout out to Greer if you're watching. She had a pole out there on Sunday, and we walked up as she was on the pole, and my daughter's seeing the whole thing. You know, they talked and hugged afterwards. She ain't said nothing about it since then. Like it did not register to her as, why is that woman on a pole? Like,
right. But if you had snatched her away, there would have been, what was the thing I couldn't
exactly.
see?
Yeah,
right.
So she's watching me as I'm filming it for my YouTube channel. Like, and then, you know, we talked to her afterwards. And again, it wasn't a big thing. If you don't make it a big thing, it's not going to be a big thing. And if they ask you about it, you can just be like, hey, this is just how some people choose to live their lives. It's not good or bad. This is just what happens. So yeah, she's seen some cheeks. She's seen some pierced nipples. She's seen some things.
Yeah.
And it's okay. She is not scarred. She is not mentally damaged. She's out there having fun. She was counting down the days. She had made her own little art and craft. Like she made like a little paper chain thing for every day. Like every link represented a day that she until she gets to go to Dragon Con with Daddy. She was putting it off every day, and I'm like,
awesome.
Yeah, and I've seen over the years, I've literally watched kids grow up into adults.
Yeah,
you know, where I see the people that I see every year, and it's like, oh, I remember holding you as a baby. Now you're in college. I feel really old.
We got some weird feedback from somebody. If you
That's
can't
me.
hear it, it's probably you. Okay.
It's me. Give me 1 second.
Mute yourself. Thank you.
There you go.
But yeah, I'm so happy Bobby mentioned that because speaking of like watching kids grow up, I don't know if y'all know Lee Wells. He's one of the photographers for the Black
Lee
Dragon
Wells?
Con. Yeah, there you go. I'm sorry. Lee Wells. His granddaughter has been coming since she was a baby. Just because he's there, and I've been seeing her grow up in the pictures and seeing her at the photo shoot.
You talking about Dr. Law, right?
Yeah.
You know that's his daughter, right?
That's his daughter. I thought it was. Oh my god.
Oh,
Bruh,
things that happen.
Because she's just a little older than my daughter is, but my daughter, you know, she got 2 long-legged ass parents, so she's taller now. But
But yeah, I've seen her grow up over the last couple of years, and seeing her at the conventions and just being there, and just seeing that among a bunch of other people who
that's
I'm
life
starting
for her now,
to.
you know?
Right. So this is just normal
time?
life for her.
Yeah. Also seeing people's careers grow. You know, I remember people who were like, oh, I'm just a local artist doing this thing, and you see them get their career going, or you meet people who, I want to be an actor, and then a few years later they're guests because they're in a movie or stuff like that. Is just really cool being able to watch those people grow. And
yes, I agree. Speaking of such, he's not on the show tonight, but I want to give a special shout out to Blerd Michael Blair.
Yeah.
He's been alongside me in Blerdography. Blerd has been growing alongside him, and just seeing the things that he's doing in the city of in Alabama, and his nonprofit organization, and everything that he's doing, his whole team, seeing them grow has been one of my highlights over the last 6-7 years of going to Dragon Con alone, and just seeing how he's going, how his whole transition is going. Now he's doing this whole thing where he's just the White Ranger posting up protecting conventions. So that's just
the aura farming, right?
It all happened by accident at MomoCon. He was just standing out. He was standing over the vendors fair, and he just was watching, but he had his arms crossed and he had his ranger outfit on, and somebody he doesn't know just like panned up like, look up here. It's the White Ranger. Yo, aura farming at a con is crazy work. And it went viral And now he just, you know, he just
Now it's
and he
a
plays
thing.
the
Now
same
it's
song.
a-
What is it? I never represent, baby. Can do
Right.
no wrong. And
Right.
he's all over the place. I love that that's a thing. It's pretty awesome. You know?
Me too. I'm so happy for him. Like, I say happy, but I mean jealous. But I'm so happy that this is
two things can be
happening
true at the
for
same time.
him. Speaking
know
of
Marcy
jealousy
jealous.
things, I wanted to go back to the John Boyega thing. I don't know what black magic Dana worked to get that group photo for y'all, but I'm so jealous that
She
Blerdography
ran out of
was
magic
not
when
there
it came
for
to
that.
you.
I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know how she got it. She just told us be here at this time and we were there.
I
Pretty
get
much.
it. That's cool. That's cool. That's why I'm trying to sneak on to be a part of Moana Nui podcast network.
Oh.
That's why we're doing this.
Yeah, you know how Dana is.
I do.
Dana's
Dana
the
look out
woman.
for y'all. Dana look out for everybody, but she look out for y'all. And when that happened, I was like, oh my God, I don't even know what to do. I can't even fathom what happened.
You were being a hater. You missed out.
But like, there was no
stop being a hater.
Actually, no, wait. I can take this one. I know where you were. You and Supreme Attorney were probably fighting over who drank whose pie.
Speaking
being
of
a
which,
hater. You
I
should
need
just
another
share.
pie.
You wouldn't be
I
there.
need another pie.
Whole thing, bro?
No. Stop the
No.
show. I need another pie. That's how good that was. I need another pie.
I didn't do it. I had a sip.
First of all, when I came back to the room and mine went from like full to like this, I was like, oh, it had to be Supreme Attorney.
Okay, how am I gonna fill this up?
You drunk my pie.
Yo.
You drunk my pie. I want my pie back.
Breakfast with Bardock is a great idea.
I
And
mean,
you should go do
I
that.
could give you your pie, but you're not gonna like the way it comes out.
I will not. First of all, no, you be quiet. You be quiet.
This is the way talking
Like
like that.
you didn't get your
Because we're not talking about Sunday. We're not going to talk about Sunday night.
Order in the court.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
I don't know.
I know you don't know.
Let's get back on Dragon Con because I want to talk about something real quick.
Go for it.
Because I know Teresa's done it. I know I've done it. I want to know if anybody else here has volunteered at Dragon Con to work behind the scenes.
And I'll never do it again.
I can't.
And,
miss too
and
much.
that's what I was going to get to. I will not. No one on this panel because we're all of a certain age is probably like not worth it.
The way my back is set up, I can't be out there.
But for those of you watching, if you are a teenager to your early to mid 30s, I highly suggest volunteering at Dragon Con once, at least
just once.
It is
just
very simple
once.
to do.
It's a great way to get in if you don't have the funds.
If you don't have the funds, it's a great way to get in. You get a badge for every single day. You have to commit to showing up every single day so you can get that badge. I think Teresa, what did they ask of you? Was it 25 hours for the entire weekend?
It's only 16.
16? Okay.
Nothing.
So it went down because the year I did it, they wanted 20 out of me.
Yeah.
I had to do 24 when I did
it. So, even people of a certain age, you could do what I did because I was sitting most of the time, sitting and surrounded by almost unlimited snacks.
That sounds awesome.
So
that is the best way to do it.
I'm still saying no, but if I had to do it, that's how I would do it.
Well,
also,
the one year I did it, I was working security. So most of my shifts were between midnight and 8 a.m. I would tell you that I have seen some things at those parties that go past midnight or start at midnight and go into the wee hours of the morning at the Hyatt, the Hilton, and the Sheridan. Yeah, like especially the paramedics being called because someone busted their head open by falling on the ground. So,
yeah, fun times.
Yeah, I think we should mention too,
yeah,
in terms of volunteers, that pretty much the entire conventions, like the people that run the tracks, that put on all the panels, that run those rooms, all of those people are volunteers.
Yeah, you're not about to make no money running the track at Dragon Con.
But there's a lot of those folks that have been doing some of those tracks for years. And they put a lot of work and effort into that. And I think that's also part of what makes Dragon Con special is it is fan run. you don't have any kind of corporate. This has,
Yes.
it's all very fan run, so it's very fan focused.
Right.
They're kind of thinking, what do fans like us want out of the show? What's best for the fans? What do we, and which makes it unique among a lot of shows that are not fan run, that are corporate run or run by whatever. Dragon Con has more of a unique vibe because of
homebrew.
Yeah. And I think that's also why we can so often become part of it when you're there.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you want to be on some panels? Great. They're all,
I promise you they wouldn't give me this chance at Comic-Con.
Right. Yeah.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. I imagine you can't be like just regular Joe and James like us. You got to be somebody to get up there.
Yeah.
And you've got to be. I always joke with people that like there's big G guests and there's little G guests, and I know I am a little G guest. So like when I'm a guest, I've been a guest at San Diego Comic-Con, but I'm not on any panels.
Right.
I'm just it's like, oh, he works in the business. Great, here's a badge. Go over there. But at Dragon Con, yes, I'm still like a little G guest, but it's like, hey, we want you to do panels. We want you to do they're I feel included.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Because I get it. I mean, I'm not a well-known, I'm just a working writer, but I'm not so I'm not famous or anything, but they still treat me like a guest. Yeah. And I dig that. It's a good feeling. I feel, I feel loved when I'm there.
Again, Bobby, you're underselling yourself. Like, I know we recently have gotten to know each other, but I've known of you for quite some time now because you're always at every convention I go to.
I do
I've always seen you.
Yeah, but I don't. But yeah, I guess that's one of those things. I just don't think of myself that way, I guess. But yeah, it's like it is always cool when people recognize me or know me or whatever, and doing the cons helps that a lot because I do a lot of them and I'm out and doing various kind of stuff, promotions and whatnot. But yeah, it's my job. I spend my day sitting here in this room by myself, So when I get to go do the cons, it is awesome to be out among people,
Right.
Getting to talk to people, getting to know people. And as you guys know, I like to talk. So it is cool to get out and meet new people and, people, especially people with similar interests, and
exactly.
We do a lot of these things. And I do a lot of cons. I don't know where all of you folks are located, but like I live in Atlanta, so I do a lot of local.
Everybody here is in Atlanta.
Yeah. So we'll probably run into each other at other shows and so it's cool. So it's great meeting people. And then, because sometimes at cons, yes, I'm there, we're working, but it is cool to just have people come up and say, oh my God, so great to see you. And we chat for a minute.
Right.
I love that.
Makes the whole situation feel special. Yeah.
Yeah. You make those connections and you get to know people. And
like you said, family reunion.
Yeah, absolutely. And doing stuff like this is awesome. Getting to talk about Dragon Con with other people who love Dragon Con. Because like I said, sometimes I'm on shows with people who've never been and I have to explain it and it's hard.
Right.
Whereas, we all have this in common. So yeah.
It is definitely a love. Like I have my own business, in the daytime. And I had a client that asked me if they could move a meeting to the Thursday of Dragon Con. And I told them I'll be unavailable. But I've got previous commitments. I'll be unavailable. And they're like, oh, really? What's the commitment? I was like, I'll be at Dragon Con in Atlanta. I said I'll probably be dressed as a cartoon character or something, but I blocked that time off. So consider me on vacation. And there was a couple of giggles, but then somebody was like,
contact
"No,
me.
you go to Dragon Con. That's so cool." But I love the way like what we would consider once upon a time like niche nerd culture.
Yeah,
is now so part of the mainstream. That before Dragon Con is like, ooh, weirdo. Now it's like, yo, you went to Dragon Con. How was it?
Yeah,
a lot of people that used to call me like, nerd girl or weirdo or why are you playing video games instead of when I was in college are now asking me if I can get their kids into Dragon Con.
Yeah. Yeah. It's become this Like I knew we had made it when my mother called me one time and says, "Okay, explain this Thor guy to me."
Oh,
Like I knew, you know, my mother who like hated the fact that I read comic books as a kid, that, you know, so I knew that we had kind of crossed that threshold. But I've turned down gigs because I'm a part-time actor. I actually turned down a movie role one time, a small movie role, because it was Dragon Con weekend. I was like, no, I'll be here. You know, I'll be here. This is, you know, and
I was at the eye doctor.
To be fair, you made the right decision.
I think so.
What'd you say, Teresa?
I was at the eye doctor last Tuesday, and I needed a minor surgical procedure, and the doctor was like, "Well, you know, I can do it on Thursday morning." I was like,
no,
nope. I'll be at Dragon Con.
Or the cool thing when you meet people outside, like you meet like a doctor or someone, and in talking to them, you realize, wait, we have something in common. You know, you find out, because you know, not everybody wears Dragon Con on their every day.
Right.
And you realize, oh, it's kind of like the secret handshake, you know?
Right.
Hey, we've got this nudge, wink, wink thing, you know, we do this. And that's cool to meet people in the real world.
You know, you just reminded me of somebody that I missed. I'm on a call for work one day, and I'm looking up their Office 365 stuff on the back end. And the woman who I'm doing this thing for, I noticed her avatar is, everybody else just got their initial, that little circle with the initial. She has Dr. Wiley as her avatar. I'm like, hold up. You don't just accidentally have Dr. Wiley as your avatar. There's some geeky shit going on here, right? So I just happened to ask her, I'm like, ma'am, is that Dr. Wiley on your thing? And so we get to talking. And she mentions that, yeah, I'll be dressing up as Cutman for a convention in September. I'm like, in September?
A convention.
What convention is this? And
there's only one.
Right. So I'm like, I will see you there. So we geeked out. I sent her my cosplay lineup, and she was like, I will probably be the only person dressed as Cutman there. And I just realized I never saw Cutman this weekend. So I'm having to track her down and see if I get her to send me a picture to see what it looked like. But I was like, I just remembered that I missed her.
Now, there is a dark side to all of this that we just talked about. So I work in media. I work in television. And Labor Day weekend is the weekend that everybody goes on vacation. And guess where they all ended up at? Just where I saw all of my coworkers that weekend. Not at work, but at Dragon Con. My engineer was at Dragon Con. The guy that wears the face mask that I swear to God irks the living crap out of me every day at 7 a.m. He was at Dragon Con. The guy I'm cool with that do the commercials is at Dragon Con. My boss is at Dragon Con. My other boss is at Dragon Con. My boss's sub boss is at Dragon Con. I ran into everybody I work with at Dragon Con.
The mini bosses are at Dragon Con.
So you work with a bunch of nerds.
Yeah.
I work with a bunch of nerds. I work in television, and everybody who works in television is a nerd, especially if they work in Atlanta. They all took vacation to go to Dragon Con.
So, Mark, you put up the comment in the chat that said you wanted more group cosplay. It sounds like you got a ready-made group right there.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to be the office.
You would think that, but I don't like these people.
Okay.
Yeah, you know you're being recorded, right?
That's fine. They watch my videos. I get emails all the time from HR. Was like, "What is this Blerdography video?"
You gotta like your group cosplay.
That's fine. I'm ready to talk about, especially the one dude that I work with that is a pain in my side, who I saw in the Hyatt that one fateful day wearing his iconic mask, going down the escalator, specifically ignoring me. I'm like, I'm your supervisor. You ignoring me?
He said, not right now. You're not.
Because you don't want to talk to him no way.
Say that.
You know, Mark, is crazy. You reminded me of you know how there's the hotel Hunger Games for
yes,
like in the fall. So
Alice in Wonderland.
How I even got into Dragon Con. My I work in IT. My job at the time was right above Peachtree Center MARTA station, right above the food court. So that's I used to always see the overflow of all of that. That's how I kind of got drawn into it. So I learned very quickly because, you know, if you work in IT, everybody's a nerd, right? Mm-hmm. I learned very quickly that as soon as Dragon Con is over, I'm putting in my PTO for next year. Because if you don't put it in then, somebody else going to get it. So
never get it.
You can't have Dragon Con off because somebody else on your team already got it off.
It's so funny you said that because one of the people I work with, she was like, "Oh, you take every Labor Day weekend off before that convention." I was like, "Yep," and I will do it forever. Be prepared to have to work when I'm gone Labor Day weekend. I'm sorry.
Everybody in my life knows.
I pushed up a plea date so I can have fun at Dragon Con. I was like, hey,
priorities.
I have plans. I'm going out of town.
Wow.
I do this plea like now.
Wow.
And they were like, well, what's going on? Is it an emergency? I was like, yes, Dragon
Yes.
Con.
Wow.
It's an emergency.
Dragon Con is an emergency.
It is an emergency.
Yes, it is.
I remind my family to not call my mom on Wednesday. Hey, quick reminder, you're not going to be able to reach me this weekend.
Don't call.
Oh, that's right. It's Labor Day. Yep, it's Labor Day. You have that convention.
I do the same thing.
Convention going on.
If the reception is good enough, still, I'm not picking.
I don't try. I don't try because
Mm-hmm.
the first year that she called me during Dragon Con, I didn't call her back, and I had to again. It's probably like 2010. She called me like on that weekend because something big happened in the NFL, and I didn't return a call until like Monday evening when I got home or whatever. And it was a whole thing like, where were you this weekend? You didn't answer my call. I tried calling you 2 or 3 times. I'm like, I was downtown, was at Dragon Con. I had poor reception. There was no way I was going to call you back. And I figured if it was really important, you would have left a message.
Yeah. Somebody better.
If
somebody hasn't died. If somebody hasn't died, it can wait.
And that's the thing.
I'm sorry. If you died, it can wait. Dragon Con is more important than your mortality. I'm sorry.
There's nothing I can do from down here if you died up there.
A group of folks that were going to a Beyonce concert, one of them died and everybody else still went to the concert.
I wouldn't be mad. Like, Beyonce. Go see Beyonce.
Debbie Mark.
Yeah, and folks are like, I mean, your friend would have wanted you to go to the concert. You know,
you're right.
Everybody miss out. You know,
well, you know, not to be this is not meant to sound as a downer, but my mother died. When my mother died, she died like the week before, and we couldn't have the funeral because of the weekend, the Labor Day weekend. They weren't going to do the funeral till Tuesday, and so I was like, okay, well, I'll stay home with the family and all this. And my dad's like, go, just go. I went one day. I only went one day. But being there surrounded by my people helped the process.
Yeah, it helped take your mind off that for a bit.
Right. Yeah. For a day, I didn't have to worry about all the other stuff. And so it was a wonderful. So even though I wasn't there the whole weekend, being there that day, surrounded by, you know, what is it, 100,000 of my closest friends, you know, it helps, you know, so there is something to that.
Yeah.
But it was,
I will say, like, during this past Dragon Con, my husband actually had to go to the ER that Wednesday. And he was at Grady. So I was like,
I'm a mute Mark.
Worked out. I don't know why he's laughing about my husband being in the ER, but okay.
I'm muting Mark. I know.
You really did mute him.
Go on. He's muted.
Can you just mute yourself, Mark?
No, I muted Mark. I muted Mark.
Thank you. Because what is happening right now? I will let my husband know you thought it was funny. So
I hope your husband's okay.
He's fine. He's fine. That's the funny part. He's fine.
Did you speak with him?
Yeah, Mark is sensitive.
He's fine now.
So
he's fine now.
Well, you wouldn't know that. So
I know exactly what happened because I was very detailed informed.
I'm going to interview here because we are, excuse me, everyone, we are coming up on the 2-hour mark.
Right, Mark. So let me tell my story. Jeez.
Tell your story.
Okay, so my husband knew that this was my first.
That's a great story. Okay, so we've been on. I'm kidding. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Too, Joy?
It was so easy. But no, go ahead. Tell your story.
I thought we were.
That's great. That's great.
I couldn't help it. The devil on my shoulder said, "Do it."
You know what? I would have done the same thing. So I'll allow it.
Do it.
So Yeah, so he knew that Dragon Con was gonna be my first time I was gonna do a panel. I had 2 panels. I was super excited, and he was like, "I'd rather you just go to Dragon Con." He was like, "If something happens, you're only like 8 minutes away. Just come back,
That's love.
visit
That's
me."
love right there.
So I was going like back and forth. So it was a stressful weekend though, because I was very concerned.
Although that is
I
cool.
wasn't.
Yeah, it is cool when your loved ones understand how
Yeah.
important it is.
Right.
They understand, oh, this is important to her.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's wonderful that you have, supportive family.
He's a
that
good man,
understands.
Savannah.
Yes.
And for some reason, Mark is laughing at my man, and I don't understand.
Joy, I just caught what you said. I just caught it. Almost went over my head. I caught it the last. Only because I just watched it again earlier this year for the first time since it came out.
Wait, watched what?
All of a certain age, I think
Waiting to itself.
Yeah, the phrase "he's a good man," Savannah.
Oh, is that where that comes from?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
that's
gosh.
another panel. So that brings me to one of the things that we might start closing out, but that's another panel that I wanted to put together. I wanted to put together a Spades 101 panel or event to teach people how to play spades.
We have to stop expecting people to know how to play. Don't teach them. Damn it.
Exactly.
Right. And I know how to play, and I'm willing to teach, and I can find 3 or 4 other people that be willing to teach.
Yes.
And we can do, spades games in room teachers know how to play spades, but then teaching people the fundamentals and letting them
also
watch.
learn dominoes.
Yeah, we can throw dominoes in there too.
Yeah,
but the other thing I wanted to talk about,
they did a panel this year teaching people how to play Dungeons and Dragons. So absolutely, why couldn't they?
Why not? Right?
Yeah.
It's another popular game, and but around the idea that you didn't know that was from Boom, that was from
I thought it was from Color Purple.
Oh no. So that's what I wanted to also do a panel on is like the quintessential Black experience, like on the diversity track. Like if you want to get all the references that say somebody who's Black, like over 35, that they just be throwing out, here's a list of movies that you need to watch, and here's the references that come from them, like a cheat sheet.
How to not lose your Black card.
I would love
all my life I had to fight.
Color Purple.
I ain't even seen the movie and I know that.
Temptations.
Temptations.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody.
We might even have a quiz at the end.
We should.
Right. Strong Day Girl from Boomerang. There's a whole
you do up all the clips, and so when you ask the audience, and they throw out try to get the answer, then you can just play the answer.
Yes, that's going to be the panel. That's it. Thank you,
Brian. I'm so happy you brought this up, because the whole secret thing that happened at this Dragon Con was a bunch of people convincing me or talking to me about Dragon Con doing a Black nerd specific track. Not taking away anything from the digital media track or the diversity track that do support Black nerds in their in endeavors or whatnot, but having a direct Black nerd or blurred track at Dragon Con that would feature Black Geeks to Dragon Con cosplay photo shoots, as well as a bunch of Black centric panels like what we're discussing. And I think that's a good idea because and parties and like the Cosplay Your Way party. That's I think this was the second year it happened, and like I was only there for literally 5 minutes for reasons that we won't discuss. That I was only there for 5 minutes, but
I saw you.
It was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it was your decision.
There's a personal problem. There's a personal problem. It was your problem.
Personal problem. There you go, Q. Personal problem. But I think a Black nerd panel at Dragon Con would be amazing. A Black nerd track. I'm sorry.
Track. Yeah. We can fill it without stepping on too many toes with the diversity track, because the diversity track is so much more than just Black people. It's all people of color, in addition to neurodiversity, and sometimes even a little LGBTQ thrown in there. Even though I think the LGBTQ group has their own track now, don't they?
Yeah, I think this was the first year they had their own track.
But also, Dragon Con has always been very open to when people suggest things. I have seen that's how we end up with all the tracks we have now, is because at some point someone is kind of like this, like, oh, this would be a great idea, and you're just pitching it to them.
I can fill a day. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna have I'm pitching all my ideas to y'all now, but I think we could also do Moana Nui panel, with a lot of us, some of the things we do, some of the things we talk about would play well with, like, I'm always hearing people say, I didn't know that they had any Black illustrators, or I didn't know that there was a Black manga, or I didn't know that they had, that anybody was even working on, I don't know, voice acting, whatever. And so, take the what you watching moniker and be like, what you need to watch. Maybe I'll do that with the movie clips, Moana Nui presents what you need to watch,
No, that's a great idea, because RJ was telling me that she was struggling trying to get into Dragon Con. I was like, I don't understand. You're a Black creator. Like, they want you there. How were you having a hard time? So that's a great idea.
Okay. Cool. And on that note, we have been online for 2 hours and 5 minutes. And so before we run out of battery on some of y'all's devices, I want to go back around the horn and just do me a favor. Tell everybody where they can find you and give them one reason, in one word, why they should come to Dragon Con next year. Y'all ready for the challenge?
One word?
Yes.
I think it's going to be obvious what I'm going to say.
I can't do it in one word.
Okay, 3 words tops. 3 words tops. James, you go first.
Oh gosh, again, I'm James Miles Simmons on all the social media platforms. You can find me here, Moana Nui Network, especially this Wednesday, Geek Speak on Sports, 8:30 p.m. Dragon Con, it's the best time of year.
Okay. Pop Tech.
I'm Pop Tech on all social medias, either Pop Tech or Pop Tech _ YouTube. I'm mostly pushing things towards TikTok nowadays. 3 words for Dragon Con: dinosaurs, carpet, and raves.
Nice. Teresa?
I am TK1829 on Facebook, Instagram, and I can't think of any of the other ones. And How to Be TK on Instagram and TikTok. That's the major ones. I'm going to completely ignore the instructions because I didn't get to give my my favorite part of Dragon Con in the very beginning, which was the Black Geeks photo shoot.
Nice.
Yes.
Great answer. All right. Smoove.
All right, y'all can find me on all the social medias at Smoove Cosplayer, also at M Abernathy VO. I'm gonna slightly break these rules and give a phrase. Dragon Con is 4 days, 24/7 of beautiful, chaotic, geeky ratchetness.
Mark.
5 days.
5 days of beautiful, chaotic, geeky ratchetness.
Okay. I like it. Bobby.
Hi, BobbyNash.com is my website. I'm on various social medias, either as Bobby Nash, author Bobby Nash, or Bobby Nash Writes, because I didn't plan well. But for me, I'll give you 3 words: fun, magic, exhausting.
Very good.
Accurate.
All right, Supreme Attorney.
So I'm the Supreme Attorney on all social media. So YouTube, TikTok, and I'm not on Facebook like that, and Instagram. And 3 words for oh yeah, if you find me, if you get into a car accident, I'll help you get a check.
Hey.
So 3 words would be safe, nerdy space. I love it.
I love that.
Very
and before I turn it back over to Mark, I'll just say my name is Joy Stevens, and I go by Joyride08 on all social media platforms where I want you to find me. And you can also catch me on the rest of the Moana Nui podcast, especially This Story, where we talk about hidden history, and Moana Nui After Dark, What You Watch, and where we talk about usually DC and Marvel, but we've expanded that into all the cool stuff that's on TV, because there's a lot of cool stuff out right now. And if I had to convince somebody to come to Dragon Con, I would just say best costumes ever.
There we go.
All right. And with that, Mark, I turn it back over to you.
If you could stop giggling for 10 seconds.
Right.
I can't, because this was a very entertaining episode for me. You guys are hilarious. And more importantly, I got to hang out with every single one of y'all at this year's Dragon Con on one level or another. And I just appreciate those moments we got to share, because my favorite part of Dragon Con is the stuff that I can't show. And that's the stuff that I wasn't able to shoot for one reason or another, because I either needed time off to just enjoy the con or batteries died or whatever. But there's so many moments I had with every single one of y'all that made this Dragon Con special. Just to name a few, Moana Nui and Blerdkast working together in the press interviews and tag teaming stuff, and me asking y'all question, y'all asking my question during the John Boyega interview, that was perfect. That just showed Black excellence to me. That showed that Moana Nui and Blerdography will forever work together. And we're just, over the last couple of years, our two organizations have gotten to know each other very well, and we just work very well together. So I look forward to continuing working with Moana Nui in the future. And just special thanks to Dana Morgan, who unfortunately was not able to be in this episode because of work obligations, but she hands down is the whole reason why the Black community is the Black nerd community is afloat right now. She does so much that we can't even go into right now, but a lot of credit is owed to Dana Morgan. And the incredible work that she has done with not only Dragon Con, not only with Moana Nui, not only with Blerdkast, not only with MomoCon, not only with Ranger Stop and Pop, not only with the Blurred Over podcast with Karen Ashley. Dana Morgan is a saint within the Blerd community, and she needs to be treated as such. So if you see Dana Morgan, if you know who she is, please treat her as the guardian angel that she is. Because Blerd would not be what it is without her. Like, there's so much credit is owed to Dana Morgan. Like, Black culture in nerdom would not be what it is without the efforts that she has put into it. So just special shout out to Dana Morgan. But more importantly, not more importantly, but equally as important, shout out to Black Geeks of Dragon Con for celebrating 10 years of Black excellence. I appreciated so much of just being able to not only be a cosplayer for the first time in the photo shoot that I guess I helped procure. I love that they retroactive me into that, but 10 years of Black excellence, 10 years of bringing Black people and nerdom together in the cosplay community.
Shout out to Sherman.
Right. Shout out to Shani. Shout out to David. Shout out to their wives, their partners. Shout out to Bar. Shout out to Walter Dean. Shout out to Latoya. Shout out to Lee. Shout out to Jeff. Shout out again to Dana, because she's been one of the other photographers. Shout out to everybody that has ever come to this photo shoot, has put their effort, time, and energy into this photo shoot, whether you're a cosplayer, videographer, or photographer, or just a spectator. You are the reason why this continues to grow. And looking forward to 2026, Dragon Con's 40th year of being a convention is going to be amazing. So I cannot wait to see everybody there next year. My 3 words for Dragon Con is personal time off. Every company has it. Save it for Dragon Con exclusively. Hands down.
Take the Monday and Tuesday off too.
Yes.
Need a recovery.
Hands down. Take that Monday and Tuesday off. I'm still recovering from Dragon Con this year. I had to go to work Wednesday night. Not happy about that.
I went to the K-pop concert that Tuesday. That was not smart.
No.
I also would like to say, for people who are watching who have never been or are considering going, buy your tickets early when they're cheaper.
Buy them now.
This is not a con you wait to the week of.
Don't do it. Don't
buy
do
your
it.
ticket now. Do it. Plan ahead.
Matter of fact, you can't wait till the week of Dragon Con. I spent the last 20 years watching it become the way it is now. You got to do your Dragon Con a year ahead. That's the hotel, that's the parking, the cosplay, the badges. Get all that ahead of time. A year in advance at least.
Don't wait.
Do not wait.
You mentioned this next year being the 40th year. I'm looking to see what the anniversary thing is for next year, because the 30th year it was a flask, which I still use.
I expect it to be big. I expect them to go do some special. I don't know.
Next year.
I'm looking forward to the 40th anniversary item.
Yeah, but it really is something you need to plan ahead. And you know what, Dragon Con, if you can do it with a group, Like if you can split a hotel with friends, do things as a group, that adds an extra level of fun to the event. You're you know, all kind of doing stuff together. And it keeps the cost down because this is not a cheap week.
It's not.
It is not, but it's so worth it. So
Absolutely.
worth it.
Yes. So plan ahead, do all this stuff because staying in Atlanta is not cheap. These hotels are not cheap.
No.
Even with the convention rate, you're still spending a good $300 and some odd a night on a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you can, you know, get a room split with some friends,
right?
You know,
bring Go ahead. I'm sorry. I cut you off.
Bring your own drinks and stuff to keep in the room. So at night you're doing all these things you can do and just make it a party. People do room parties.
Yes.
Are a thing. I mean, you can go to some amazing events where people have put on themed parties. Yeah, there's a lot to do, but if you plan ahead, you can make it not break you financially.
Because look, I am a world traveler. I've been to a lot of different countries on vacation for business, et cetera, and I can promise you, I have more fun at Dragon Con. So if you're gonna save up money, you can go to a beach anytime. And you got a big span of time to go to a beach. You got multiple years ago, try to go to another country and try their food or whatever. Dragon Con, save your money and do that. It is per hour the best time you will have for the money spent. I promise.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Agreed. Hands down, agreed. The best way to spend your adult money is at Dragon Con. I realized this year that's where all my adult money, effort, and energy goes. It's into Dragon Con. So if you've never come, please come. We'd love to have you. They'll cap the attendance at 75,000 people because they learned from 2019 not to go above that because then it's too hard to enjoy it. But please come to Dragon Con. And with that, this has been Blerdkast Live. I look forward to seeing everybody next Monday for our BIPOC people in Nerdy Spaces episode. And just look forward to more stuff coming from Blerdography. Again, I have so many interviews, so many things coming out. Yes, I'm holding a light up with my right hand, because the other one died. But whatever. This has been Blerdkast Live. I look forward to seeing y'all next Monday at 8 p.m. And please come to Dragon Con. It's the best con. San Diego Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con ain't got nothing on Dragon Con. You have to experience it for yourself.
You won't regret it. All right. Thank you for everybody for being here tonight. Y'all have a great evening. We'll catch y'all next time. Bye. Bye.
So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. If this the land of the free, it was a freedom then, when they annexed Hawaii and called it Cedar Lands, without any type of payment and no signing off. Called themselves the Republic in 1894. 1.2 million acres overtaken from the native Hawaiians. When they resisted, the West retaliated in violence and erasure. The Hawaiian language is banned as part of colonialism's plan to expand, Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe. As a part of their ongoing war with Asia, used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No work out for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will. So if we put Hawaii into perspective, well, Black and Asian history is interconnected. Considering the fight with the Pacific, then of course, versus Asia, they was treated as a middleman for war, but didn't let the Western colorism run its course, cause dark skin was a sign of dignity to core. The land was taken in the name of capitalism, when prior to it was an actual kingdom. Clap back at the system. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe. As a part of their ongoing war with Asia, used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. Network out for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves, can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves, can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. So many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves, can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves, can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we